You are now tuned into Somewhere in the Middle with Soonie and Mo.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, Don on the beat.
Hey, I got so many ups.
Everywhere I go, I
got so many ups.
so many ups.
I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they wanna kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so many Glocks. Hey, ain't none of them empty. Jesus said they would hate me too. That's how I know it's envy. I got so many ups.
Bro, this I'm telling you, every time that freaking intro comes on and we have like a banging ass topic,
yeah,
it always goes with the topic because Trump got so many ops right now.
It hits
That's crazy.
It hits different.
It does hit different, don't it?
Bryson was ahead of the game, okay, when he wrote that one. Okay.
By the way, go support Bryson. He's got a dope song that he's actually been dropping a song every week, but go put #global in this comment section so you guys can stream his new global song, Make Jesus Go Global. And then there's another one that he just dropped that y'all gotta check out. Go support the homie Bryson.
And FYI, the Colt 45 did not get me. They done had me, okay?
I want to address something real quick. Dance Like David. Shout out to Christine. You already in front of it. You already know what it is.
What is that?
It's a new song that Bryson dropped.
Oh, okay.
Go stream it. Go cop it on Apple Music. You said I'm gonna be back on the Trump train. No. What you said was you're riding a fence, and then we're gonna pause. Okay. If you don't vote for Trump, you're not American, ma'am. I'm as American as it gets, whether I vote for Trump or not.
First of all, this just shows how disconnected, okay, from pop culture you are. Because that was like I was taking a cue from Joe Biden, who said, if you don't know whether you're voting for me or Trump, you ain't black. So I'm taking it back. Okay. And
taking it back.
And if you were watching Soonie's live today, okay, keep me honest in the comments. She said, if Trump comes out and just starts keeping it real, she may have to be MAGA again. Okay.
That's never going to happen. And we all know that. We all know that that's not happening. He's not going to come out and criticize the vaccine. No, he's not. That was one of my stipulations.
Okay.
No way he's going to do that. He made that. Trump's going to go to his grave bragging about COVID and Operation Warp Speed.
Mm-hmm. I expected you to have your Make America Great Again hat on today.
No, why would I do that? No. I know y'all are looking for that, but no.
You know what's wild is my hair looks black, you guys. I'm a redhead and my hair looks black.
You're a redhead. Oh, your hair's red.
My hair's red, but it looks black. I don't know why on camera. That's crazy.
We got to stop the show. We have to give this guy his own, like Mr. Big Back himself, who's not here, surprisingly.
What?
Where are you? You're always rushing me to come live, and you're not even here, Marlandon.
Hey, I hope he's okay.
But this guy was a former Biden supporter and a former Hillary Clinton supporter. Matthew Brown. No.
Oh, Barack. Is he in here?
Matthew, yeah. Look, he put Trump 2024.
What?
So we got to find an intro for him. Anytime we see Matthew Brown, we need to remind him that Soonie brought him off of the Democrat plantation and over to the promised land. Because he voted for Biden, and then he used to come try to debate me on why Trump was horrible and ended up being a Trump supporter. So we need to remember you, Barack. And we need to remember that you voted Hillary and Biden.
Was it this that brought him over, or he's been over?
No, he's been over here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But you gotta rub it in.
Yeah.
He's the reason he's one of those Americans, that put us in this situation. We're stuck with Sleepy Joe because of your vote, Brock. That one vote, you could have gave it to Trump and you gave it to Biden.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I had over 700 people vote on my "Are you voting for Trump now? Are you voting for a convicted felon?" poll. Over 700, I think it was like 783 people voted. It was 100% and then 1% no. Okay. Huh. No surprise that one of the votes was Jin.
Where's Jen been, man?
Where's Jen been? You know he stayed making bracelets.
Not the bracelets.
You know he stayed making bracelets. Anyways, no, Jin only he only looks at my stuff. Like he only responds to certain stuff that I put. Like he doesn't respond to
Uh-huh.
everything. So like if I
Mm.
comment on some type of like police video where a black person was involved or I say something
Oh
about
yeah, okay.
Trump, then he gets involved.
Yeah, he gonna pop out
Yeah, he pops
real
out.
quick and
Mhm.
tell you about yourself. And then
Yeah.
be wrong as hell. He's one of those older generation, those people that don't
Yeah.
know what they're talking about, but they
Yeah.
just like to talk. So I just welcome Jen to the party and you say, you know what? You're probably not gonna make no sense as to what
Yeah.
you're saying, but let me just listen to you. How you
Yeah.
feeling today, Jen? If you're
Right.
watching, Jen, I appreciate your view.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I saw something and I can't remember who posted it, but people are still like, we're so trained to just look at Republican and Democrat, and we really need to like look at the libertarian options. Listen,
It's not an
listen,
option.
it's not an I mean, if you want to pretend there's a libertarian option, whatever, RFK, okay, pretend it. But this is about winning. Okay. So we have to vote for who is going to win.
Mm,
Not because we want to vote. Like we would all love to vote on who represents us 100% in our values. We would all love to do that. We would all love to do that. Okay. And that candidate may not be on the Republican side or the Democrat side for whatever it is that you choose. But
mhm.
don't fuck around with your vote and be like, we need to recognize that there's other people. You can always write somebody in. No, you can't. Okay. We all know there's only two people in this race. I don't give a fuck who else. It's Trump and Biden.
Trump and
If you
Biden, that's it.
That's it. That's it. There is nobody else.
No.
Yeah.
Trump, listen, Democrats, I don't even know what topic we're getting into first. Are we just gonna like free ball it?
Well, I mean, I think that we should first let's take a poll really quick. So put a if you watched both the Biden response after the Trump verdict came down and the Trump response, put Trump and Biden. If you watch both. If you only watched one, just put the one that you watched. If you want us to play both, we can play both and we can react to them because they're both pretty short. So we can start there. Um, I, if you guys want, I can do a very good explanation because I see a lot of people are like, what did he even get convicted for? What is this even about? Like, there's so many people that don't even know what this is about. And I can go over all 34 felony counts that he was charged on. But if you need me to run down on the backstory to this so that you guys understand, I'd be happy to do that because I'm really big on giving a full picture before we get into a conversation because I want people to be informed. So if you want me to do that, let me know.
Put it in the comment section. Vote, vote, vote. And guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you like the rest of the show, please make sure you subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, I would really appreciate it if you would share this to at least 5 of your friends, share it on your page, and also give it a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
We're not live anywhere else, so Instagram doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jessica Birch says, I'm still lost on what he got convicted for. Okay. Well,
So
this is a show that explains things in depth. So
yeah. So Jessica, the actual conviction was a charge with falsifying business records in the first degree. Okay. And what he did basically was when Michael Cohen, Trump's lawyer, and I can go into this story, but when he submitted an expense to the Donald Trump campaign to be reimbursed for the $130,000 that he paid Stormy Daniels to keep her mouth shut, they marked it as a campaign expense in the ledger. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you how that happens. Okay. Because if you look, and I don't know if Red Pill's in here, but she's very knowledgeable on FEC reports. But this is nothing new. Like if you read FEC reports, every candidate, I can almost put my life on it, that has run for some type of office from the lowest to the highest has listed a campaign expense in a fishy way to make sure that it can be covered under the campaign offense, okay? Or campaign funds.
Yeah,
So what
that's
he
true.
was convicted of was falsifying that. But where Trump stands is that he didn't know about this payment. He didn't know what this payment was for, because what basically happened was his lawyer at the time, Michael Cohen, did what he normally did as his lawyer, because lawyers, what I'm assuming, make about $500 to $600 to $700 every 30 minutes that you get their time, okay, or as a retainer fee or whatever it is. So he submits something to his ledger person and says, "Hey, I need a reimbursement for this $130,000." So the ledger person marks it on the record as a campaign expense, a legal expense, whatever it is, and pays him the money back. That's what happens. Then come to find out that it's a hush money, right? It's hush money to keep her mouth shut about, you slept with Trump. And Trump is saying, "Well, I didn't know about this." Okay. Like, it's not like he came directly to me and was like, "Hey, I mortgaged my house to shut this chick up on your behalf." Cause that's what he did, is he did it on Trump's behalf. And now I need to get paid back. And Trump is saying, "Well, I never asked you to do that. And I didn't realize that when they were making this ledger entry that that's what this was for. We were just paying back because you're my lawyer and legal expense, like no questions asked." You know what I mean? Like, you're here all the time. I'm always using you. I don't think that they would question it. So that's what it's for, basically. And the 34 counts is for every single little action related to that one offense. So it's the equivalent of if Soonie went to trial for robbing a bank, and they said one count for parking in a handicap spot, one count for breaking the front door, one count for tracking mud in on your shoes, one count for being on private property. Literally, that's what they did.
Yeah.
And that's an indication of them trying to run up the charges on him, because the felony that he received is a Class E felony in New York, which is the lowest level felony you can get. So
It's a sham, is what it is. I actually laughed. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody asked me. I can't remember when it was. I think it was like Thursday morning. I was on Instagram, and somebody was like, "Soonie, what do you think of Trump?" And I was like, "Man, I don't even know about this court case. I couldn't tell you anything about it, but I'll go read." So I get off the live and I go read. And I just started busting out, cracking up, laughing at how ridiculous this prosecution is.
yeah.
It also was like a moment of, I don't know if it was clarity or just like reality just setting in. You know how your vision just kind of snaps back and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Bro, what is happening at the federal level
Yeah.
that they are weaponizing the state justice system? Okay. The party that constantly talks about white supremacy in the justice system within America, everywhere, right? The intersectionality of it all. They're wielding this power against somebody that they say is a white supremacist.
Yeah.
How, Sway?
And they're about to have 4 black, court justices,
Supreme Court justices,
preside over his appeal. Women, nonetheless.
Bro, what is happening? Look at these people.
Yeah.
Now, like I said last night, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know how they're going to rule on this. But I'm just saying, when you pay attention to the narratives that Democrats, liberals, and all these people have spun on CNN, on every freaking platform that they have, Donald Trump is racist, white supremacy, the justice system is rigged, we need to do something about it. To them using the same justice system as a weapon against a white supremacist, bro. Like,
yeah.
This is crazy. I haven't heard anybody say that yet, but that's immediately where my mind went.
It is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
No, and what's crazier is the media, like how they're portraying all this, because we were really relying on the media to tell us what was going on inside the courtroom, because there were no cameras allowed in the courtroom. Trump couldn't talk about it. Nobody could talk. Everybody was like on a gag order. So like the media, the least trusted groups of individuals, had to tell us what was going on in there. And like the way that they reported on this when it happened, they were like, not only is he found guilty of, illegal campaign fund or whatever, it's now proven he's a rapist. Okay. So that narrative, even though Stormy Daniels, and we showed it here, and I have another video, by the way, because I watched a documentary. It was on Peacock for me. I don't know if you guys have Peacock. It's called Stormy. Highly recommend it because it shows her going through this entire process. She was sitting there watching a 60 Minutes interview of her, and she says in there, she goes, "I want to make it very clear, this is what I didn't want to have sex with him, but I did." He didn't force me. I'm not a victim.
They don't care.
They don't care. But see, the thing is that in this documentary, she and see, this is always the story, right? Whether they're chopping their dicks off, whether they're wearing lipstick and they should be wearing a jock strap. She paints this story of how she was molested by a neighbor. And how for the rest of her life, and her mother, really didn't seem to care, and her mother wasn't there, and her father, blah, 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 blah. So she says, my whole life, I've been searching for someone to love me back. So this is the story of a damaged woman.
Yeah.
Who, although she hates what this whole thing has done to her life, because like her own child can't play out in front of their house, her marriage has fallen to pieces over this. She needs the attention and the validation. And even Michael Avenatti, her attorney that was representing her, that got her the book deal, he's in jail for screwing her over. Okay. He did not give her the money that she was receiving from the publisher for her books. He took that from her. He also extorted money from Nike. Okay, so time and time again, she has been screwed over by men. So what happens is the feminists of America look at Stormy Daniels as their Buddha, like their poster child. Yeah, like they don't really care about her.
They care about a narrative that they can use to push forth their agenda. That's it.
Exactly.
They don't care anything about these people.
And I think she knows that. I think she knows that she's just a token.
Well, I mean, I don't feel bad for her. She signed up for it.
Yeah, she did. She
definitely signed up for it.
She did. And it doesn't help that she was like on this Make America Horny Again strip tour because she had to pay her legal fees. So she was like showing her titties, around the world. Yeah, like
this is crazy. Y'all think he'll go to jail? This is what I will say. All right. Everything from this moment on is optics. I'm going to play a video clip from Simone Sanders so you guys can understand what I'm saying. I played it last night, but I'm going to play it again because this clip hasn't gone viral yet. Trump going to jail when people know that the prosecution is full of shit, whether they're on the right or the left, because there's a lot of people who said, you know what, I wasn't voting for Trump, but I'm about to vote for him now because this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to galvanize even more people.
Yeah.
Put him in jail. He ain't going to be in there longer than more than a couple hours. I personally believe. Even if it's like 30 minutes and he goes in there like he did in Atlanta, gets his mugshot. Maybe they might try to snap some pictures of him in a jail cell, the holding cell waiting.
Yeah.
But that's just going to boost his ego even more and his influence.
Yeah.
Because you know what Trump's going to do? Trump's like, listen, 2016 Trump, I'm still here, but I'm pandering like a mug. He going to get right back in front of black people and be like, listen.
He's like, I got 2 mugshots now.
The justice system is not fair. I've experienced it. He could say that. Ain't that what he said in front of the Black Conservative Federation? I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm told that blacks relate to me now because we're both being railroaded by the system. So yeah, go ahead. I say put him in jail.
Listen, if I were at this point, I don't blame the player. Okay. Because $53 million raised in over 24 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Woo! Come on now.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is crazy. The man is a money-making machine. That's why, okay, like when you just think about this for a second, a man this rich told his lawyer, Michael Avenatti, I don't have $130,000 to pay this hooker, so can you go mortgage your house and then I got you on the back end? Think about that for a second. I'm still gonna pay you out of the campaign, but yeah, you mortgage your house. Get the $130,000 out of your house, and then I'll pay you back. Think about that for a second.
I don't think that's what
that was a setup. I think that guy, Michael Cohen, I think that setup was being set up to
just
set him
listen
up
to
from
his
the start.
last name, you know. I'm just gonna say, what's his last name?
Cohen.
What is that last name linked to?
What is it linked to?
Cohen. Go Google that. Go look up the where that name comes from. And then you'll be like, oh, listen, we have a combined 34 live viewers. I'm trying to keep this going. We can't be having no like YouTube strikes. But if you know, you know. Cohen, if you know, you know in the comment section. I don't want to say it. Y'all can say it though.
Can somebody say it? I feel like I'm not being led into something.
Y'all, I love when Mo does this. I want to know. Wait.
No, come on. So ZJ?
Matthew Brown. If you know, you know. Let's go.
Oh, come on.
I love it. If I could hit the round of applause button, I would.
Okay.
Shout out to all of you.
All you had to say was my people.
No, that was too obvious. I wanted you to, I thought you would have been tracking like Cohen. Hello.
Well, see, this just goes to show that I'm only 1%. So I don't
Clearly,
know.
You don't know your people like that.
I don't know my people like that.
Gosh. All right. Well, which clip are we playing first? Are we playing the Sleepy Joe clip first? I kind of want to do that one first for comic relief because I already watched
Trump. Seen it. Yeah, you haven't seen it. Okay.
I live stream Trump.
Let's do this. Okay. So the people know what's going on. So first we're going to watch Sleepy Joe. Then we're going to watch Trump. And then, Soonie, if you allow me, I do want to tell the backstory to all of this, so people understand to this whole thing, to how we got here today, so that people kind of understand the full picture. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay, let's roll. You want me to play the video?
Yeah. Okay. I don't have it. You told me to go to bed because I was up here. You know, minding my good old business. She was like, you need to go to bed. Save it for tomorrow. I was like, dang. Okay, Mom.
But even when you did that, you were so diligent and you sent me
I did.
You sent me the video. All right. Here we go.
Sleepy Joe. All right, let's see.
Hold on.
I want to see him walk out. Oh, I get to see him walk out. No way.
I love this little this little thing that they have right here. This little partition.
What is that for? Is that like a?
It's like a little partition so that you can't really see, like maybe he goes like through the door and he just collapses. Or they're like pushing him. They're like,
get out.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Hello, folks.
Why is he looking at his watch?
What? Yeah, like what was that?
Maybe
that was back in the day. Like, you know, when you're like somebody important and you walk in the room back in the day and you're just like, and everybody knows you're important because you looked at your watch.
Like, is he looking to be like
somewhere to be?
Is he looking to be like, okay, they said I got to make it at least 3 minutes and go.
You Biden, bro.
Good afternoon. Before I begin my remarks, I just want to say a few words about what happened yesterday in New York City. The American principle that no one is above the law was reaffirmed. Donald Trump was given every opportunity to defend himself. It was a state case, not a federal case, and it was heard by a jury of 12 citizens, 12 Americans, 12 people like you. Like millions of Americans who served on juries, this jury is chosen the same way every jury in America is chosen. It was a process that Donald Trump's attorney was part of. The jury heard 5 weeks of evidence, 5 weeks. And after careful deliberation, the jury reached a unanimous verdict. They found Donald Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts. Now he'll be given the opportunity, as he should, to appeal that decision just like everyone else has that opportunity. That's how the American system of justice works. And it's reckless, it's dangerous, it's irresponsible for anyone to say this was rigged just because they don't like the verdict.
Can we pause it here?
Sure.
Have y'all not been telling niggas that the shit is rigged because it ain't been going in their favor? Like, I'm not a genius. There is some Democrat watching him that's got to be like, bro, what? Like, y'all's minds have to be blown right now. There's no way.
You're right.
Who wrote this speech for him, bro? Who wrote this?
Who writes any of his speeches?
What the fuck? This is like listening to Kamala Harris say, in time, we will come back to this time, once upon a time, and this time, next time.
Yeah. He said that when he was talking about the jurors, American jurors, chosen by American people. How many times do you have to say that?
The system has endured for nearly 250 years. And it literally is the cornerstone of America, our justice system. The justice system should be respected. And we should never allow anyone to tear it down. It's as simple as that. That's America. That's who we are. And that's who we'll always be, God willing.
God willing.
Now to another issue.
That's it. By the way, this is it. That's all his statements on Trump.
What?
We're about to talk about more important things, the Middle East.
The Middle East.
So yeah, let's listen.
I want to give an update on my efforts to end the crisis in Gaza.
Lies.
For the past several months, my negotiators of foreign policy, intelligence community, and like have been relentlessly focused, not just on a ceasefire that would inevitably be fragile and temporary, but on a durable end of the war. That's been the focus, a durable end of this war. One that brings all the hostages home, ensures Israel's security, creates a better day after in Gaza without Hamas in power, and sets the stage for a political settlement that provides a better future for Israelis and Palestinians alike. Now, after intensive diplomacy carried out by my team, and my many conversations with leaders of Israel, Qatar, and Egypt, and other Middle Eastern countries, Israel has offered a comprehensive new proposal. It's a roadmap to an enduring ceasefire and the release of all hostages. This proposal was transmitted by Qatar to Hamas.
Can you pause it?
Today I want to lay out
What?
He just said a ceasefire is not enough, and it's fragile, and he's bringing an end to this war. That's what he's in negotiations of doing, just for him to circle right back and say, we're gonna come together and get a durable ceasefire. Nick, you just said you were putting an end to the war, bro. Who is writing this man's stuff? Why do they do that? They say something and then go back and then double down, but also lie at the same time. This is double speak.
That's how you know it's lying. He's lying.
Am I tripping? Did anybody else hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
What?
Dude,
Okay.
P.S. When I was playing this earlier, poor Dave, he fell asleep. He's like, I can't. He's like, he literally was like this.
Joe Biden, man. What?
out its terms for the American citizens and for the world. This new proposal has three phases. The first phase would last for 6 weeks.
Soonie. This new proposal has 3 phases. Three. Hey,
I'm going to tell you what these 3 phases are because there's 3 of them.
Right. And did I mention we're going to talk about 3? What? Number 1. Okay, wait. Notice this. No matter when I pause it, he's got the same look on his face every time. Just pay attention.
Look at this freaking sign language lady.
I hate her. I can't stand these people.
Here's what it would include. a full and complete ceasefire, a withdrawal of Israeli forces from all populated areas of Gaza, release of a number of hostages, including women, the elderly, the wounded, in exchange for release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners.
Women first.
There are American hostages who would be released at this stage, and we want them home. Additional, some remains of hostages who have been killed would be returned to their families.
This
So wait.
motherfucker, bro.
So wait a minute. So you're telling me there's hostages that have been killed that are sitting on ice?
Apparently, they're waiting to come home to their families.
So the terrible people are nice enough to put the bodies on ice. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not terrible or anything like that, but I'm just saying, don't you think that's interesting? Like, if I was like,
interesting too?
if I was a savage killer, would I be like, I murdered him, but I'll hold him for you so you can have a proper burial? Like,
why would I do that?
that's weird.
BB isn't listening to this fool.
Some degree of closure to that terrible grief. Palestinians, civilians would return to their homes and neighborhoods in all areas of Gaza.
You know what? Let's keep this playing. I'm going to pull up. While this is playing, I'm going to pull up photos of what these people are going to be going back to.
Yeah. Yes.
What the?
Please.
This is crazy.
Humanitarian assistance would surge with 600 trucks carrying aid into Gaza every single day. With the ceasefire,
I don't mean to keep pausing this. Number one, look at his face. It's the same fucking thing. Number two, okay, bringing aid into Gaza. Okay, they were dropping this shit in the fucking ocean.
They were literally dropping it in the ocean.
Yeah, and these people were like dying trying to swim out to it. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, give me a break with the aid.
that aid could be safely and effectively distributed to all who need it. Hundreds of thousands of temporary shelters, including housing units, would be delivered by the international community. All that and more would begin immediately. During the 6 weeks of phase one, Israel and Hamas would negotiate the necessary arrangements to get to phase two, which is a permanent end to hostilities. Now, I'll be straight with you. There are a number of details to negotiate to move from phase one to phase two. Israel will want to make sure its interests are protected. But the proposal says if the negotiations take longer than 6 weeks for phase one, the ceasefire will still continue as long as negotiations continue. In the United States, Egypt, and Qatar would work to ensure negotiations keep going. All agreements until all the agreements are reached and phase two is able to begin. Then phase two would be an exchange for the release of all remaining living hostages, including male soldiers. Israeli forces would withdraw from Gaza, and as long as Hamas lives up to its commitments, a temporary ceasefire would become, in the words of the Israeli proposal, the cessation of hostilities permanently, end of quote. Cessation of hostilities permanently. Finally, in phase three, a major reconstruction plan for Gaza would commence, and any final remains of hostages who've been killed would be returned to their families. That's the offer that's now on the table, and what we've been asking for. It's what we need. The people of Israel should know they can make.
I'm sorry, I was trying to pause it. I was trying to pause it because, like,
you're good.
I didn't know if you wanted to say something.
No, I mean, we can listen to him make this last statement, and then I'll put up the videos, and we can ease into
Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Make this offer without any further risk to their own security because they've devastated Hamas forces over the past 8 months. At this point, Hamas no longer is capable of carrying out another October 7th.
What?
Israel's main objective in this war.
Okay, we can pause right here. How does Biden know that Hamas is not capable? Right. Where's the intel? What's going on with the IDF? Because they don't seem to be on the same page with Joe Biden. Like Patty said, BB is not listening to this fool because he is continuing to enter Rafah, hit up refugee camps. They even had I think he was a Palestinian Christian, because I guess a church got hit or something like that, to that effect. You guys can fact check me, but he's on video just losing his mind, screaming. So yeah, when is this happening, and who have you been talking to? Because I don't think Israel is on the same page with you, pimp. I have heard nothing of the sort.
You notice that this guy never has any of these world leaders come up and make these. I mean, these are huge like he's basically saying we've made an agreement, right? Or we're, hoping to make this agreement first. You would think he would have the leader with him, right?
Sorry.
Be like, hey, let's make this announcement. Let's show a united front. No.
Yeah, and this is what they're
going home to.
The fuck? Joe Biden, man, look, like I've said before, I have no skin in the game, right? I am neither pro-Israel nor am I pro-Palestine or Gaza or any of that. I'm pro-innocent people, and I'm pro-telling the truth on both corrupt regimes who are they're causing all this devastation. It's not the citizens. This would be like you and I here in America experiencing the backlash and the effects of what our government is doing. But our government is also complicit in both sides of this. Like, we have to be objective and talk about what's going on. It doesn't make me pro-Hamas or like I'm picking up the SJW mantle. That's not what I'm doing. It's the truth. We have a president who is gaslighting the fuck out of us, pretending to come up with some sort of ceasefire, and then telling the American population that they're going to be able to go back home. Go back home to what?
Right. And I thought that where has all the billions of dollars we've given them to help rebuild and all this other stuff? Where is that going? Like, show me the neighborhood that's under construction, please.
Where is it? Well, I don't think it exists.
No.
This is crazy. But you know what? This is how Trump is going to win this election, because supportive, in my personal opinion, in a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent way. So I'm just interested to see how Biden and him on June 27th, by the way, make sure you watch it here with us, how they're going to debate this subject. And if Trump is going to beat the brakes off of him, or is Trump going to be a Zionist shill? I'm excited. June 27th needs to hurry up.
I know. Although I wouldn't be surprised if like Biden's like, could you pull him into some like obscure like court situation so that I don't have to do this debate? Because now with this happening, that debate is going to be spicy.
Spicy as heck.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I want it to be spicy and messy.
Maybe Liddell was right. In 2016, Trump is coming back. I don't have my hopes high though. I'm just saying.
Yeah. This is funny. They're in the demolition stage. They've been in the demolition stage.
God.
All
damn.
right. So this one is 30 minutes. So obviously we're not gonna be able to listen to the whole thing, but
yeah,
we'll listen to it a little bit through, and then we'll stop for commentary. So here we go. Of course, this video is lagging.
Thank you very much, everybody. This is a case where if they can do this to me, they can do this to anyone. These are bad people. These are, in many cases, I believe, sick people. When you look at our country, what's happening, where millions and millions of people are flowing in from all parts of the world.
You see what's happening?
Not just South America, from Africa, from Asia, from the Middle East.
Is that the powers that be?
They're coming in from jails and prisons, and they're coming in from mental institutions and insane asylums. They're coming in from all over the world into our country. And we have a president and a group of fascists that don't want to do anything about it. because they could right now, today. He could stop it, but he's not. They're destroying our country. Our country is in very bad shape, and they're very much against me saying these things. They want to raise your taxes by 4 times. They want to stop you from having cars with their ridiculous mandates that make it impossible for you to get a car or afford a car. Make it very possible for China to build all of our cars.
Oh,
It's a very
Can you believe this?
it's
The,
crazy.
the Biden speech was clear,
Flawless.
crystal clear, and now this, and it's like experiencing problems at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm experiencing problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while it's buffering,
problem
I wanted to say this.
Oh,
we
go
have.
ahead.
We just
While it's buffering, maybe let's just give it some time to catch up with itself. I mentioned this with the first FBI raid when we were still on Truth Will Set You Free. And
Yeah.
everyone was talking about, oh my God, this is horrible. If this can happen to Trump, it can happen to any of us, right? And back then I was like, this has been happening to any of us. Like this has been happening to the common person. But it's like we're in shock and in awe that it's happening to someone of his stature because clearly a lot of people view Trump as above reproach. Like he can get away with anything.
Right.
So if they can do this to him, they could do it to anyone. I think that's counterproductive in thought because they've been doing it. So why don't we pay attention when they're doing it to the average person?
Exactly.
Like there's a lot of people who have come out and said, the government is setting me up. And we kind of don't pay attention to these claims because it's like, no, dude, you were proven guilty and they have all this evidence against you. There's no way that you're innocent here. But we can see through the madness, or read between the lines when it comes to Trump. So much so that you can say that, in my personal opinion, ridiculous phrase of, if this can happen to Trump, it can happen to any of us. And I was like, where have you been?
Yeah.
Friend, where you been?
Yeah, you've got a point.
It's been happening.
Yeah, and the proof that it's been happening is that it's happening to Trump.
Exactly.
That actually is the result of it happening so easily to the common everyday person. But we're so, and I'm guilty of this as well. We're so addicted to drama. And, unless it's somebody that we know, unless it's some big salacious story like this, like we're just like, oh, that sucks for them.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think we might want to, I think we should re-examine our views on the American justice system, because I think I can say this with confidence. There's been a lot of things that I've been wrong about when it comes to the justice system and how much trust I put in it. And I think more people need to come out and be honest with the fact that state level justice systems as well as federal is extremely corrupt. We know they've turned everything into a money grab. So I just wanted to say that publicly.
Yeah.
Not because it's happening to Trump, but because of the point that I just made. It's been happening to people, but we only pay attention when it happens to somebody important that society says is important, not even important to us, really.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just to sit here and think about that.
I'm going to try to forward just a little bit, because I know he does his usual little talking about stuff that we already know, but we really want to hear what he has to say about the trial. So hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
highly conflicted. There's never been a more conflicted judge. Now, I'm under a gag order, which nobody's ever been under. No presidential candidate's ever been under a gag order before. I'm under a gag order, nasty gag order, where I've had to pay thousands who looks like an angel, but he's really a devil. He looks so nice and soft. People say, "Oh, he seems like such a nice man." No, unless you saw him in action, and you see
Yo,
that
he's so old, man.
witness that went through hell. And when we wanted to do things, he wouldn't let him. He wouldn't let us do those things. But when the government wanted something, they got everything. They got everything they wanted. It was a rigged trial. We wanted.
So I'm going to pause right here just because he's kind of talking in code because he can't say what he wants to say because of the gag order. But essentially, imagine being brought to trial for something that you're accused of and being told that the jury is only going to hear one side because you are not allowed to bring any witnesses forward. You are not allowed to bring anybody to testify on your end. Imagine. So that's what he means by this is a very like one-sided rigged trial, because what kind of trial is that? You only hear one side of the story. That's not a trial. That is a hanging.
Yeah, exactly what that is. It's not a trial.
No. Poor Trump, man. And whoever said brush your hair, come on, man. Give him a break. This guy has been through hell.
Poor Trump, this nigga made 50 mil in 24 hours. Get out of here.
I'm telling you, okay, I said this earlier on your live. If this were me, I would have been the day after the trial, I would have been in bed in my bonnet with a 2-piece and a biscuit, okay, watching Housewives of Atlanta, and I would have sent a tweet out that said, "You know what, America, y'all are here from here on out. I don't give a damn." Yeah, I would be done. I would be done. But he got up, he brushed his hair, okay, put on his little suit and tie, and he's here to talk to us.
He said he looks like an angel, but he's really the devil.
Yeah.
God.
They're falsifying business records. That sounds so bad. To me, it sounds very bad. You know, it's only a misdemeanor, but to me, it sounds so bad. When they say falsifying business, that's a bad thing for me. I've never had that before. I'm falsifying. You know what falsifying business records is? In the first degree. They say falsifying business records. Sounds so good, right? It means that legal expense. I paid a lawyer. Totally legal. I paid a lawyer a legal expense, and a bookkeeper without any knowledge from me correctly marked it down in the books. A very professional woman, highly respected. She testified, marked it down in the books as a legal expense. So a legal expense, paid a lawyer, is a legal expense in the books. It's not sheetrock, construction, or any other thing. It's a legal expense. Think of that. This is what the falsification of business records were. And I said, what else are you going to call it? What else are you going to call it? Now, I would have testified. I wanted to testify. The theory is you never testify, because as soon as you testify, anybody, if it were George Washington, don't testify, because they'll get you on something that you said slightly wrong, and then they sue you for perjury. But I didn't care about that. I wanted to. But the judge allowed them to go into everything that I was ever involved in, not this case. Everything that I was ever involved in, which is a first. In other words, you could go into every single thing that I ever did. Was he a bad boy here? Was he a bad boy there? And my lawyer said, what do you need to go through? And all you wanted to do is testify simply on this case. Because I would have loved to have testified. To this day, I would have liked to have testified. But you would have said something out of whack, like it was a beautiful sunny day and it was actually raining out. And I very much appreciate the big crowd of people outside. That's incredible what's happening. The level of support has been incredible. So the whole thing is legal expense was marked down as legal expense. Think of it. This is the crime that I committed, that I'm supposed to go to jail for 187 years for. When you have violent crime all over this city at levels that nobody's ever seen before, where you have business.
Okay. I'm just going to stop it because it's just stopping even more and more. So basically, he goes on to say, it's ridiculous. We did nothing wrong. And we're going to appeal this. Based on the fact that they did not see all the evidence. Like, there's no way the jury could have made a decision based on what they did see, because they did not allow his side to bring forth the evidence that they had. So that's the basis on which he will appeal it. Now, will he go to jail for 187 years? I don't know where he got that number. Each one of these charges carries a maximum jail time of 4 years. So 34 charges times 4 years. However, there's a cap of 20 years that you can do for this type of felony. So I don't know where the 187 years comes from, but it will take a while just to get to the appeals process and get through that process. So would he go to jail before the election? I don't know if he would even go to jail. It could be an ankle monitor, house arrest, a fine. Like Soonie said, a quick photo op.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be anything else.
Yeah.
She's going to get that photo op. There's going to be another mugshot dropped of him. And there'll be several headlines that talk about our state justice departments and the federal justice departments being weaponized to attack a political candidate.
Yeah.
That's going to be the headline. My screen is frozen. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Can't see anything. Okay, we're back. They let murderers walk free in NYC, but change a misdemeanor into a felony to put him in jail. Yeah, this is why I'm saying, instead of people being like, what's that quote? I wrote it down. If it can happen to Trump, it can happen to any of us. Mm-hmm. This is an opportunity for people to say what you just said. Damn, y'all want to lock this dude up so bad, but there's like murderers and rapists and robbers, all these things that pose a great risk to us. The border, you can bring that up. You guys are so focused on stopping this dude from running and wounding any of his chances as avenues to getting to the White House that you're abandoning everything else in this country.
Mhm.
He's gonna come in. He's gonna pull at people's heartstrings with that.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, he doesn't even at this point. He doesn't even need. It's funny because like we were all saying Trump needs to come out and he needs to do a debate. He needs to do this. This just bought him more time of silence, if you ask me, because this speaks a lot for him. Is this whole thing, like, people are outraged because of this, and Trump could go to jail, be silenced, be gag ordered, and I feel like the people that support him would run his entire campaign for him.
Yeah,
and he would have to do nothing.
Well, he's doing what Democrats did in 2016, 2015, 2016. Joe Biden did nothing. All they did was use everything that they felt Trump did wrong and said, we're going to do it better. That's all they did for his campaign. All Trump has to do is say the economy sucks. What the hell do you have to lose?
Yeah.
That's all he's got to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We got a question. Question is, does this rally the right to vote for him, or moderates put off by the thought of voting for a felon? I'm going to be honest with you and say this is my anecdotal opinion on this. I do not believe that people think he's an actual felon outside of Democrats.
Yeah.
And like raging leftist lunatics. I don't believe, and conservatives could be, neo-conservatives, whatever you want to call them, establishment conservatives. They're not stupid. Okay. They know what the Democrats are doing, which is why they're quiet. Have we heard from, what's his name? The guy out in Utah, Mitt Romney. He can't stand Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Mitt Romney hasn't said anything. Lindsey Scam, everybody knows. In the closet, he hasn't said shit. These people don't believe he's an actual felon.
Somebody said, or I don't know if I saved it, but something with Joe Manchin.
What did Joe Manchin say? I would be more interested, in order to answer that question, you have to look at how these politicians are moving, because Americans don't have a mind of their own.
Yeah.
It's monkey see, monkey do out there.
I'm trying to see. I saw something about Joe Manchin today. Joe Manchin leaves the Democratic Party and files as an independent amid this whole thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Democrats are screwing themselves. But they don't care. They're just going to go full force. This is going to help Trump. And like I said, these people aren't responding. Moderates, they know he's not a felon. Okay? People on the right, they know he's not a felon. And at this point, people on the right are just going to vote for him because he's a lesser of two evils. If you look at many comment sections, if you look at different influencers, they're like, I hate to admit it, but at this point, Trump's a lesser of two evils. People who are critical of him are saying this. So they're going to vote based on him being the lesser of two evils, because Joe Biden is he sucks. Joe Biden is garbage.
Yeah. Speaking of that, later on in the show, I want to play, because Jill Biden was on The View, and I want to play what she said about Joe. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this lady's freaking delusional. But okay, this is the other thing. Like, as you're saying what you're saying about the Democratic Party, it almost goes to make the case stronger that there really is an evil within this party that is not the Democratic Party. It is like true evil inside the party.
Yes.
And they're willing to go to the extents that they're going to shut this man down. Okay. And they don't care about their party. Okay. Like, you can see that they don't give a shit what happens to the Democratic Party. This is about them protecting themselves. They don't care about the party. Like, see, that's the thing, is like, and Liddell said it today too, because he was like, okay, I'm rocking with you if you're like, hey, I'm glad we finally are holding Trump's feet to the fire. Cool.
Yeah.
Are you cool when it's happening to you?
Yep.
Are you going to be this supportive when it's happening to you? Because they will eventually do it to you. That is such a good point, because these people do not see past the parties. They're not seeing the evil within the party.
They don't.
There really is.
Joe Biden is an example of what Liddell brought up last night. Well, last night for
Yes.
me, early for y'all.
Yeah.
They asked him, how would you feel if this was done to you? You know, if the Republicans weaponized the federal justice system and the state justice system. And you know what Biden says?
Hmm.
I won't have to worry about that because I didn't do anything wrong.
Mm.
Are you kidding me? All
See?
the information that we have on Biden,
Right. That
What
his
do you
own daughter
mean?
is going to come out and say?
she's already speaking.
Yes. And you know what? I want to backtrack a little bit. I said the Democratic Party, but you guys don't get it twisted. That same evil is on the
Republicans haven't.
Republican.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. So
But I want you guys to listen to this. This is really going to help you understand why I'm just like this, you know, metaphorically. I got my arms folded and my legs kicked up just watching this shit go down because they're handing this election to him. And I think I think this is on purpose. I don't think this stuff is happening by chance. I think Democrats are smart enough to know that they are fucking themselves. And I think that they have a sinister plan for this man when he inherits the White House from this W that he's going to receive November 5th. Now, hold me accountable to this. Please go back to this live and be like, you said this and it didn't happen. I think they're going to fuck him up once he gets in office. They're going to throw everything they have at him. But listen to what Simone Sanders had to say on this.
Still a candidate. This conviction does not take him off the ballot. And I just think that's important for people to know because I'm seeing lots of people respond to a tweet that I put up saying, what? He can still run? What? How can this be? Yes, Donald Trump is still a candidate. So no, none of these court cases were going to remove Donald Trump from the ballot. None of them. None of the cases. Even if Florida went forward, even if Georgia was going forward right now, even if the DC, the federal election interference case against Donald Trump is going forward. None of those cases will result in him being removed from the ballot. So people are going to have to make their decisions about this election at the ballot box in November.
They tell you what the fuck they're doing. These people know none of this shit's going to stick. They're just trying to taint his image. And I think, like I said before, purposely get him into the White House to take him out once he's in there.
You know what's crazy though is the stuff that they have done over the last 4 years has worked against them in a way though, because 5 years ago, the people that you see interested in politics and what's going on in the world would have never been interested. Like we're talking like even young kids, right? They would have never been interested in stuff. So it's due to the way that they tried to like bring the politics into everything. And then the COVID happened and people were stuck in their house and they had nothing else to do but to get entrenched in podcasts and listen to people, right? So people started to get smarter. And I think had they done this, like, you know how some people are like, oh, they had perfect timing with this. They could have done it 3 years ago. They could have done it, but they waited till this perfect time. Yeah. It's kind of dumb of them to do that. Actually, it's really dumb of them to do that. Because had they done it 4 years ago when people weren't as hip to what the fuck, you know, like to what really the fuck they're trying to do, it might have actually worked. And people would have been like, oh my God, he's a felon. I can't vote for a felon.
Yeah.
No way.
I actually agree with that.
But now people are like, nope.
Oh, well, look, we got Sleepy Joe in there. Okay. Sleepy Joe's in there. What's wrong with Trump?
What happened?
Sleepy Joe. I'm telling you how people are going to think. It's almost at this point, it's like, dude, oh, well. Yeah. Okay. Trump was convicted of a felon. Okay. Joe Biden was touching his daughter in the shower. Like what? Yeah. Joe Biden smells kids. Joe Biden has been accused of him and his son of taking money, bribes, staging coups while he was VP. What? It's not even a big deal anymore because it's not like we're holding any of these politicians accountable for all this stuff we know they're doing. So why would we take it serious with Trump? These people ain't taking y'all serious. No, they're banking on idiots. Yeah, like I said, extremely left people and like emotional Democrats. I believe that they're like 100% thinking this dude is gonna go to jail. Yeah. It's against him, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, the View had a field day with this. They were like, it was to the point where if you watch The View, you know Whoopi Goldberg has never said Trump's name. She calls him you know who. She has never once said his name. And yesterday or this morning, she said his full name.
No, she didn't.
And she came in on a Friday to say it because Whoopi takes Fridays off. Okay, so she came in on a Friday to celebrate with the rest of the panel.
Know all this,
girl? Because I be watching The View. Listen. I watch this stuff because it's information. But you know, people have said, you know, a case like this has never happened against a US president, but two people have run for president from jail, just FYI, okay? One of them most recently being Joe Exotic, the Tiger King. He's actually running a campaign from jail as we speak in Fort Worth. And the other one was Eugene Debs, who was a Socialist Party ticket in the 1920s. He ran from jail, got 1 million votes. Okay. So it can be done. It has been done. Like I said, if Trump went to jail, it wouldn't even matter because we'd be running his campaign for him, you know? So
yeah.
I mean,
honestly,
you really missed out on the marker here, Democrats.
I mean, the pendulum is forever swinging.
Forever.
Think of it. The pendulum is just swinging back.
Yeah.
And then I actually want to like hit fast forward. You know, when you're like in the beginning of an episode and it's starting out really slow. Yeah. And you're like, I think I know what's going to happen. So let me just fast forward through all this because I don't really need to see it. Right. I wish I could do that with life real quick. Just like hit fast forward. And can we get to the middle?
But honey, if it plays out like any of these recent Netflix movies I've been watching where I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now with the endings? Dude, because Netflix, they really be giving up. Like the whole thing is like juicy and good. And I'm like at the edge of my seat. And then the ending comes and I'm like,
what the heck?
I sat through all that for this shit.
I'm saying, fast forward. We need to have that remote like Adam Sandler had in that movie Click.
Yeah,
like fast forwarding through life.
That would be awesome. I would just maybe fast forward to the debate. Right? Yeah. Then I would fast forward to Trump's sentencing. And then I would fast forward to the election and then I would stop there. Like, because then I'd be like, because then I'm like, I can't fast forward to the result because it's just too much. I can't.
Dang, we would miss so much though.
That is going to be, let me just tell you right now, I feel like we should set up our video for election night now.
We should.
Like, be ahead of the fucking game, okay?
Make sure you guys tune in with somewhere in the middle election night.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
For sure.
Do you understand we are in an authoritarian nation already? No, we're not. We have far more freedoms than any other country on the face of this earth. Some people don't have the same rights that you and I experience, but America is one of the freest places on the planet. I don't think we're authoritarian yet. I think we have resemblance of it. I think that they're trying to usher something like that in. But as you can see, all right, the authoritarians or the representation of them right now would be Democrats. They're flexing that muscle of like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't fucking black. Okay. And if you want to vote for this dude, then you're somehow a white supremacist and you don't care about America. And black people, you just need to get on board. Look, I know America doesn't love you, but you need to love America, bro. They're trying to strong arm people into this. And people are like, actually, no, I'm going with the lesser two evils.
Right.
So
I'll tell you what, tonight
on the road.
Tonight, I'm going to listen to X-22.
Oh my gosh. Please don't.
I am.
I'm so scared of you getting sucked into Q, man, because they might just have this one conspiracy that you're like, I don't know, Soonie. You need to look into it. I can't lose you to Q. Please.
No, you're not going to lose me, but I just need to know, like, I need to know what's going on all sides. You know how you watch CNN, MSNBC, Fox. You got to watch everything to know what everybody's talking about. I need to know what Q's talking about. So I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna try to stay awake because you know that X22 intro be putting your girl out.
Night night.
Yeah.
Night night.
And I'm like into a coma. By the way, Marlanded, we were talking mad shit about you at the beginning because you do say, "Oh, you guys are late," and then here you are drinking with your family. Like what? And then you just show up. So we're about to hit you with your theme song. Let your family know that this is. Lord.
Why is he breathing so hard on the beat? He said,
"Mac just eat a Big Mac." Did you see the people running this time? Did you see the people in the pool? Like, oh shit, here she comes, or here he comes. I don't know.
I can never not look at her back. I just every time I look at the same spot too. I don't look at nothing else.
Hey, shout out to Patty. She listens to X22.
Oh,
Patty,
man.
you make it through the whole thing. You can I fall asleep.
We're trying. Listen, I think with election season coming up, I think with the new little things we do with the show, I think a lot of people are just tuning in honestly because there's background noise. We got a sick background.
Yeah, we got a Trump
up
background.
there.
A flag
You're gonna
upside
come
down.
Watch. So I'm gonna, just take advantage of the perks. That's what I'm gonna start doing. Usually I want to get on here and be like, I'm not trying to be like y'all. I don't got to put Trump in the background. Clearly you do, just to get people to watch you. Trump has to be here in some sort of fashion.
Yeah. And by the way, if you are new here, please make sure that you are subscribing to the Somewhere in the Middle channel or wherever you're watching from. We also are pinning the StreamYard link if anybody wants to join to talk about this Trump case. If you guys have any questions, we welcome you if you want to come on. You don't have to show yourself. You can keep your camera off and you can just talk to us. So
come in. What is it? Vocally. What's the word you use? Mic only or something like that?
What is that? Yeah, like audio only.
Audio. There it is.
What did I say?
We know what. By the way, guys, there's going to be a town hall on X. I don't have the date, but be on the lookout if you are on Twitter and you follow Elon Musk. They're going to be announcing in town hall with Elon Musk and Trump. And I'm even more excited to listen to that because maybe he might be a little bit more unhinged after all this goes.
Because he can't be censored. But I mean, he still can't say anything that would go against the gag order. So
I'm hoping the gag order goes bye-bye by the time that happens. I don't know though.
What you talking about?
We got
y'all.
Marlandon and we got Red Pill on the line. What's up, y'all?
I got a few minutes before I get back to drinking, so what's up?
What do you mean, what's up? You called us. What do you think this is?
Hold on. Are you posturing against my girl right now? Talking about, so what's up? Wait,
No.
what?
No.
What?
You said, like we act like we pay you to be here. Like, I got a few minutes to go. What's up?
What up?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I had to step outside because it's loud in the house.
Put us on the TV. They need to be watching it.
Right. Why are you always planning stuff when we got the show? Like, put us up on the TV. Tell everybody in the room to subscribe to us.
Exactly.
I sure do. But
what
you
y'all
know,
drink? What are you drinking?
If
I'm drinking
X22
Amsterdam.
put you to sleep, you need to go on ahead and watch And We Know Now.
What is
You
that?
know, Dave watches that. He's been trying to get me to watch that.
And We Know Now? Is this what? I'm 33.
So-
y'all older than me. What is this madness?
And we know he always
Yeah, what
has
happened?
scripture and he prays at the end, but he gives like unadulterated news. Sometimes he got some cute shit mixed in there, but I don't give a fuck. It's the best news that I can see.
Wait a minute. I thought I was the best news. I'm offended.
No.
Wait a minute.
No. Listen, hold on. Can I just give a praise report that I woke up at this morning and seen Soonie's ass up at Dark 30 Japan time?
Yeah, I know.
I was
Same.
like, wait a minute. Soonie is live right now on the YouTubes?
Imagine my surprise, okay? She's my co-host, and here I see a post that's like, we going live. I said, we going live in 30 minutes. I was like,
Hey, man.
I didn't get a notification.
You know what? Dude, I was inspired, man. I was super inspired after reading that and then watching people speak on it. And then a lot of people were asking me to talk about it. I was like, let me just go live and give my little dumb 2 cents on this.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's dumb. I think a lot of people are thinking what I'm thinking. And this may be the one time via Trump that the right is in a right direction when it comes to the culture war. This is something historic that people should pay attention to.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Republicans surprised me.
How
Just
so?
saying.
How'd they surprise you?
It's just some of them that don't speak out on shit until they quote unquote need to. That type of shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
And then of
Is
course you got some
somebody
that
playing
still, of
music in the
course,
background?
silent.
Yeah, but this is my thing is like I just wanted to keep going because see they did the same thing like when he got the mugshot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they were all vocal, like, oh, I can't believe they would actually do this. I just want this to stick. You know what I mean? Like, and I get that like we can't technically call for violence, right?
Technically.
We can't technically call for violence and we shouldn't call for violence. But I had made a post the other day and I was like, no great things have ever happened in this country without violence. Okay. It took violence to make change. It took violence to make change. So I'm just saying, YouTube, I'm not saying for people to go out and do anything. I'm just making a point that ain't nothing get done without a little bit of violence. Okay.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I would recommend taking that violent nature and walking to all of your neighbors' houses and making sure they're ready to vote. And when they are ready to vote, when the ballots come out, go to their house, collect their ballots, and turn them the fuck in for them.
Yes. You know what? I do that with my friend Ajwa, who works here in Dallas. And I told my mom, I said, I think I'm going to sign up to work the election, like be a watcher at the elections in my town, because I have always said, like, I think we need to be up in there, like we can't be sitting here going, oh, they're cheating, they're stealing the election. Like, I want to be there to see what is going on. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's going to be something I sign up for as well.
Well, I guess I'm excited to see what happens.
Listen, I just really hope that Trump comes out with the 2015 Trump no bucks given and starts cussing these people out and calling bitches.
I don't think he's going to do that. I don't. I think he's going to do that when he gets in office. Maybe.
What needs to happen is that election needs to end on the day it's supposed to end, not 3, 4, 5 days later.
I agree with you. That night. I agree with you.
So, Marlandon, that means you're signing to work up at your local polls.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Marlene, are you going to do that?
At this point, shit, I might as well.
Right? Let's do it. They got good snacks. They probably got a good snack table.
She brought up the damn snack table.
Hey, I'm in it for the snack. There better be some snacks. Otherwise, I'm going to bring a little cooler of snacks.
What you got in your cooler?
In my cooler?
Yep.
I like the beef sticks. I forget what they're called. Chomps. Chomps are like my favorite beef sticks. And then some like maybe probiotic yogurt bites and some cheese. I know you don't like cheese, but I gotta have cheese.
Yeah.
I'm high protein, so hard boiled eggs.
Lord. Okay.
Maybe some Sour Patch Kids, the watermelons. Those are like my favorite too.
We always got to sneak food into these shows, but
yeah.
What do you guys think? Auntie Red, you brought up 2015, 2016 Trump, and I don't know if you guys seen him talking to Tim Pool, but I want to get your thoughts on Trump and his statements here.
Well, I'm going to talk about that today.
I got to start it over. I don't know what happened. Now the video doesn't automatically pop up, but sorry, here we go.
More big one. Will you pardon Julian Assange?
Well, I'm going to talk about that today, and we're going to give it very serious consideration. And we're going to have a couple of other things to say in the speech that I think you're going to love.
I've heard some rumors.
And you've gotten so much out of me, I should leave a little bit for the speech, don't you think?
Mr. President, it is an honor and a privilege. I really do appreciate you sitting down with me.
And you're very respected, I have to say. When I did a little research, and some of my guys said, and I've met you before, but
Yeah.
they said just a very respected guy. It's my honor.
What do you guys think about that? Do you think Trump is actually going to come through and pardon Julian Assange?
I hope so.
I would hope so, but like I was very shocked by who he pardoned the last time. And I said this on your show this morning, and I know this is going to shock people, but if Biden gets in legal trouble and Trump becomes president, don't be surprised if Trump doesn't pardon Joe Biden. I'm just going to say that. You've got to protect the office of the presidency. That's what that's going to be about.
And I feel like Trump's going to be on a revenge tour with a lot of people. I really do.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't think that Trump is going to pardon Joe Biden at all. I think Trump is going to dance at the front of the jail. You know, his little boogie that he does, the little white boy boogie. It's going to happen at the jail.
Because Joe Biden
MAGA Jackson came out with that song. Remember?
Because Joe Biden wouldn't do it if it was the other way around. He's trying to jail him.
Can Biden pardon his son?
Well,
I don't know.
The president can pardon themselves.
He
can, I think.
If his charges are federal, yes.
I don't know. I don't think you can rule that out, given she gave a concrete reasoning as to why, and then it's to protect the presidency in that position. Unless, I mean, in order for Trump to be an objective and impartial president, right, he would have to pardon Biden, especially if he's being accused of something he didn't do.
Yeah.
But maybe we're looking at this from a moral compass that really doesn't exist in Washington, D.C. So I don't know. Yeah, morals don't exist in politics. I don't. People have this dumb illusion that they do. Morals do not exist in politics. They show you that every single time something happens. We're asking the same question. Where are morals? How come we're swaying away from traditional values in America? Well, because none of these people who are in operation right now, I would say the majority, have a moral compass. They're all like morally depleted, just empty, bankrupt. These are shells of people. They just want power and influence.
Okay, so because somebody said the president cannot pardon himself. It says right here, if Donald Trump were to be elected president in November, he would, after his inauguration, have the ability to grant pardons for his federal convictions.
Oh, damn.
What y'all think about that immunity case?
The power, however, does not apply to state convictions. So that conviction that he has in New York is a state conviction. So, yeah.
Holly says she thinks he will spend some time in jail.
If he did, that would even invigorate the people even more because he's a nonviolent first offender. It would be ridiculous. Okay. Like it would be nobody of a Class E felony with that type of track record has ever put time in jail. Like that would be crazy. That would just show how crazy they are. Yeah.
But Mo, I think keeping on that track, these people tried a president for paying his attorney for a whore, and I think that's how we know that they're crazy because Bill Clinton paying $500,000 to Monica Lewinsky and $850,000 to Julia Brockovich.
Exactly.
What about Jennifer Flowers? Flowers? Is it Flowers?
Yeah. So
I don't know. I didn't look. I was a baby when all that happened. I didn't even know.
Yeah, I think there was 3 women he paid money to.
Old as hell.
And Red Pill, I'm glad you're up here because I was telling people earlier, okay, these FEC reports, like if they were to literally take this case and be like, okay, let's go through everybody's FEC report to make sure nobody's misappropriating their campaign funds. Can you just imagine the shit that would come up?
Tamika Hamilton running for Congress spent $83,000 on her child care that she paid directly to herself.
Right. So there you go. There's a good example.
Boom.
Major Williams was another one.
Major Williams was getting hotel rooms for whores, married women, and he was married himself. Like these people are case organization against the person that cannot oatmeal for brains, Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Name names. We waiting. I want to play you guys this campaign video. Then we can migrate into some like topics that I thought were cool. Excuse me. And to answer your question, Sidham is somewhere in the middle. It's a show that me and Mo host every Tuesday and Friday, which is why you see it on our platforms. Yeah, welcome.
I thought Joe has been here. I'm surprised.
I don't know. Maybe
he
that's
seems
a
like
different
he
Joe.
knows you, but he seems like he knows you.
He does not know me. Like know me from like know me or just like
no, but
from
like
watching me?
well, he seemed like he knows you, like he's familiar with you, like watching you.
Oh, maybe.
Is he like? Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I'm like, what? By the way, Joe, because you're the one that said. I think he's the one that said like, Soonie, can you put a host on your thing? Because Mo says like this is both of our shows, Joe.
Yeah, I just did it so people wouldn't be confused. Like,
yeah,
she's one half, I'm the second half.
We're a team.
I've been here since the beginning. Okay, so this is just an OG follower. What's up? This is a shared show with me and my bestie here. We talk about politics and culture and entertainment. But look at this campaign video that that Trump came up with. Oh, tell me that's not fire.
Whoa, that was like a horror movie. What the hell? He just came out with that.
I want to run it back. Y'all trying to see it again?
Well, he just came out with that because that's the end of the press conference you were watching.
Oh yeah, this is new. This is the Trump campaign just released this. Everybody, go share that on your platforms. That's the whole fucking movie.
Crazy. He glitched.
That's the whole movie. I gotta play that again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, please play that again. That is like that makes my stomach like a pit in my stomach. That's creepy.
I have to tell you what I see when I see that is someone with dementia when you talk to them and there's like nothingness, so all they can do is speak and smile.
Yeah.
Like dementia is real. Like we need to start a Joe Biden Alzheimer's walk.
The mall is open, but ain't nobody shopping. That's what's going on.
Oh man, that is really creepy.
And the pool is open, but ain't nobody in there swimming.
Right.
You want to play a game? That's what it reminds me of. You talking about Saw?
Right?
He turned around and was like, "Gotcha, bitch."
Yikes. Yikes.
Biden looks scary. Oh man. Well, guys, I have one more subject. I don't know if you have any more subjects outside of this, Mo, but
yeah.
I was reporting on the story of Airman Roger Fortson that was shot by the Florida Police Department, and it turns out that the deputy who shot him has been officially fired over unreasonable deadly force.
Is this
I
one
was
that
actually
ran over?
shocked.
Or no?
No, this is not the one that was ran over. That guy, I think, is getting charged.
Yeah.
With murder. And this one was the airman that was
that opened that door.
That opened his door with the gun.
Oh, okay.
So the police officer has been fired. The deputy who shot and killed DeKalb County Airman Roger Fortson has been fired after an internal investigation found that the deputy's use of deadly force was not objectively reasonable. Therefore, it violated agency policy. Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office released its findings Friday from an international investigation into deadly shooting that took place on May 3rd. His family attorneys said that Fortson was on FaceTime with his girlfriend when he heard an aggressive knock on the door and retrieved his legally owned gun. When he opened the door, the deputy shot him several times. According to the sheriff's office, the deputy identified as Eric Duran confirmed Mr. Fortson did not physically resist him in any way, and the investigation concluded that Mr. Fortson did not point the gun in the former deputy's direction. Objective facts of the administrative investigation conclude that Mr. Fortson did not make any hostile attacking movements, and therefore the former deputy's use of deadly force was not objectively reasonable under OSCO's policy. So it turns out we weren't wrong this time. He didn't act within a use of force policy. He didn't allow this young man any time to respond. He opened the door. I think I said this the last time we talked about this a few weeks ago back. We can't assume that he knew police were knocking on the door. And I don't think it's fair for the police department to come out and make a statement and say he absolutely knew it was us. How do y'all know that? Like, what confirmation did you get that lets us know that you're coming in good faith by saying, well, this man absolutely knows. The article is wrong. Yeah, Holly, whoever wrote that, but people are just automatically assuming that he knew it was police and just decided to be an idiot and open the door. Next, if this gets picked up by conservative media, you're going to see people blame DEI. You are. They're going to say that the police department is caving because he was black. But I want to know what everybody else thinks.
But did they know did he know he was black? I mean, he hadn't seen
I'm just
him.
talking about the public.
Oh.
People haven't reacted to this yet. This is fairly new.
Yeah.
So I will say, since this came out, I thought that this person should be charged.
I did too.
You're just going in, and it didn't even seem like there was a reason to have guns out. If you're going to a domestic dispute, they don't always pull guns.
My perspective, I feel like with Republicans, of course, there's going to be the DEI, and they caving and yada yada, like Soonie just.
Oh, he cut out. Yeah, you cut out, but I think I understand where you're going. DEI is going to be blamed for this. I looked at the use of force policy. I didn't like the article reads and the internal investigation reads. I didn't see a threat, and I didn't see a need for him to fear his life. But what do you think, Mo? What do you think, Red Pill? What do you think is going to come of this?
Go ahead. You go first.
I hope that cop goes to jail. I think that there needs to be, back in the day, police used to have to go through rigorous training and psychological training, and that is not a thing anymore. And so now we have a bunch of cops who are super scary little punk ass bitches who cannot contain themselves in any situation. So I think we need to bring back mental illness awareness and recognize that not everyone is fit mentally to be a cop.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Did anybody see this Tiffany K come in?
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Okay.
What were you gonna say, Mo?
No, I was just gonna say. So I don't think I was. I don't remember if we talked about this on the show or it was brief or whatever. I remember I did watch a full, the full video on my own of the cop, getting called to the apartment complex. And the lady, I don't know if it was a lady in the leasing office or whatever, but she had said, this isn't the first time we've heard him screaming. And it was unclear to me whether, I guess now they're saying he was on the phone, but it was unclear to me that whether she was in the apartment or not. But they said something to the effect of, this isn't the first time, right? The neighbors have complained about it. Still, I agree, doesn't warrant going there with your gun drawn. And then I did see the video of the whole incident happening. I'm confused about him not knowing that it was police, because I saw and heard in the video, I think at least once and maybe twice, that he said it was the police. Why the guy would, the police officer would position himself in the way that he did position himself if he was so scared that he had his weapon already drawn is odd to me, right? So he already had his weapon in his hand, the police officer, but yet he put himself in front of the door versus I'm scared enough to have my weapon drawn. Let me stand off to the side while this guy opens the door, right? So that right there kind of told me this guy doesn't seem to know what he's doing right then and there. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think that he wasn't within the policy of how he should have conducted himself. And I agree with Red Pill that there is a lot of police officers that are very quick to go to that. But then the other side of me can kind of understand why at the same time, because there's a lot of craziness going on now in the world. But I do understand that if you're going to do this job, you have to be a different type of person. You have to have your wits about you. You have to have the ability to control your emotions and your reactions and be able to assess. So yeah, it's a little bit of both for me.
Well, this is the actual report and the breakdown of what went on that day and what happened. Deputy Duran was in front of the door for apartment 1401. There's a clear pay card to the left of the door. We don't need to read all that. So the officer leans closer to the door, like you said, in efforts to listen. The officer knocked on the door for the first time and moved back to the left of the door towards a small railing on the south side of the breezeway. A dog inside of 1401 barks. Deputy Duran moves north, crossing in front of the door and positioning himself to the right side of the door. A voice from inside of the apartment can be heard, which the voice was not clear, but possibly said, "Who is it?" The voice could be heard again. The voice was not clear, but possibly said, "How the fuck the police?"
Yeah, I couldn't hear any of that.
I don't understand how they're saying the voice was not clear, but this is what he possibly said. And if this is what the police department used as confirmation that he actually heard it was them. That's neither here nor there. That's just me questioning this. Deputy Duran knocks on the door for the second time. After knocking, Deputy Duran loudly said, "Sheriff's office, open the door." He remained to the right side of the door. Duran crossed the door again, positioned himself to the left of the door, knocked for the third time, and after knocking, loudly said, "Sheriff's office, open the door." The door started to open. For the next 10 seconds of Deputy Duran's body camera, it is broken down by the individual frame counts where possible. The video captures 30 frames per second, meaning the frames are, we don't even need to know all that. Why do they put all this in the report? God damn, this is meticulous.
They have to do everything.
This is crazy. 1,000. Okay, I'm not reading all that. Okay, but they're saying that this is the next 10 seconds that they're breaking down. In the next 10 seconds, he says, "Step back." His firearm comes into frame. Mr. Forson's right hand and his firearm came into frame. The firearm is down, pointed straight down. Fortson's left hand began raising with his palms facing outward. To me, that sounds like a surrender, right? If you're putting your hand up and your palm is facing out, wouldn't you be saying, "Oh shit, my bad"? Would you immediately just drop the gun? Because I think that would make the officer shoot if you do an immediate movement. Let me just put my hand up and keep the gun down. Do you think that's what they were factoring in when they decided to come up with him getting fired? Like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Deputy Duran discharged his firearm. A slight amount of smoke near where the deputy's muzzle was located became visible in the frame. This is likely the first shot. Mr. Fortson still had his firearm in his right hand. Mr. Fortson began falling backwards to the right side while his left hand moved towards his shoulder area. Deputy Duran discharged his firearm. He shot again.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Wait a minute. A slight amount of smoke near where his muzzle was located became visible in the frame. This is likely the second shot. Damn.
So maybe that's what got. Why would he shoot again?
The amount of shots. Yeah. Why did he shoot again? Especially if he fell backwards. Forson continued to fall backwards towards his right side, where he clutched his upper right chest with his left hand. Mr. Fortson still had the firearm in his right hand. He shot again for a third time. Wow. This was likely the third shot. Mr. Fortson continued to fall backwards towards his side, where he clutched his upper right chest with his left hand.
Well, that's why he was fired. Too many damn shots, man.
He shot a fourth time. Damn. This kind of gets sadder and sadder the more you read it in depth and you see how many times he actually shot, and this dude had no chance to react. So I think it's safe to say, based on what I'm reading here, this is the official report. If you want this report, we can put it in our description so you guys can go read it yourself. It seems like they're going to hold him accountable for being excessive in his deadly force. It was not reasonable. He shot 4 times for somebody who did not have a gun up and palms face outwards. I don't think he had enough time to react. He didn't. So I think this is a W. Hold cops accountable when they fuck up, but praise them when they do good. I think this could have went a completely different way. Unfortunately, it didn't. And as a result, somebody lost their life. This is actually really sad. I've never read a full report like that until live on this show.
Yeah. And I wanted to highlight this comment. This all happened in 10 seconds. This is what is really helpful, like when you're reading these reports, to see the timestamps, because as you're looking at this stuff after the fact, it is very important to put into perspective how quickly these situations happen. I noticed that when I was watching, or when I was reading, and I'm still reading through because I haven't finished it, but the Uvalde report, the final report of the Uvalde shooting, right? Mm-hmm. When you watch it, when we saw it on the video, it seemed like such a long time, that all of that happened, from the point where the 911 was called, right? But it literally was minutes. And it's wild to think about that, right? It's wild to think about that. So that's always something that I think about in these situations after we're watching it back, how it looks to us in such a long period of time. But in reality, this cop made all these shots in 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, he made an assessment and 6 shots. Just put that into perspective. I can't even look at my refrigerator and decide what I'm going to eat in 10 seconds, let alone. Yes.
And you talked about me bringing up food.
Hey, I never said I wasn't a big back right there with you.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying, because I done saw your pictures.
I was. See, you did. You went back to my fat pictures. Did you? Yeah. Could you believe that?
As well.
I was the big back mascot.
He should go live in present. Do you mean prison? I actually wonder if they're going to bring any official charges against him, as far as homicide, murder, first degree, manslaughter. I wonder what's going to come of this, because I know the family's not going to just let this go down easy. Oh, you fired him? Okay, we're good.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna be out for blood.
Oh, they're gonna sue the police department, the city. They'll get a huge payday.
Facts.
Yeah, that sure ain't no manslaughter. Manslaughter is accidental, and that was murder, intentional.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I think that this huge payout that the family is going to get, rightfully so. When you lose a child, a sibling, a cousin, especially to something that is so preventable, to people that we're supposed to be able to trust. And I mean, today I'm wearing a back the blue shirt. But it's getting harder and harder the more that these stories come out. But I think that all goes back to the lack of psychological testing that they're not doing anymore, just passing people through because we're in such dire needs of cops. And I know it's split-second decisions that have to be made, but I think that they have to have more training with these split-second decisions, because this is someone's child. And I have a son. I have 4 sons. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't imagine, this man was an airman in the Air Force, right? This isn't your run-of-the-mill, thug guy. This is a learning lesson for men dealing with ratchet women. If you have to yell at her, just kick her to the curb, because this shit can happen.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't even in there. There was nobody in there with
on the
him.
Phone is what they were saying.
How does a woman hear a slap on a FaceTime phone call? How do you hear this entire back and forth in the hallway?
Maybe she was like, I told you. She's doing the whole, I'm going to clap on every word.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But I wanted to address Tiffany K's point, because I heard Marlanda bring it up. And you're saying he was black. That's what he was scared of. Why are white people so afraid of colored people? Me and Mo started asking. Actually, I started asking this question, and Mo says, "You know what? That made sense." Back when Ralph Yarl was shot, and then right after that, another group of kids were shot. You had the situation in Florida where the white neighbors threw a boulder through I think it was the windshield or the back windshield of the black kids in the neighborhood that actually lived there, right? I think this is a valid question.
Yeah, the old lady.
Yes, and her.
Yes, that shot the
what's
mom.
What's her name? Yeah, Susan Lawrence.
Susan Lawrence.
She shot AJ. I think it's AJ Wilson is her name.
Yeah.
This is a valid question, and we should ask. Not only why are white people afraid of colored people, we should ask why are colored people afraid of white people?
Vice versa.
And people need to come to the conversation, come to the table, and actually talk about why they have these irrational fears. Because whether we agree with them being rational or not, they exist, right? There's a lot of black men walking around afraid of cops because of what they see on the news. That's what they're seeing on the news. That's the perception. There's a lot of white people walking around uneasy. And I'm going to pull these things up, walking around uneasy because of statistics like this that aren't presented in an accurate fashion, right? This entire, I guess, informational graphic right here is set up to make you fear blacks because it shows you blacks do this more, blacks do that more. And someone actually put this in a comment section of a police officer who clearly has an issue with this sheriff being fired, because he says that maybe the guy had poor character. We don't know who the guy is. Someone put that meme, that graphic in the comment section. What do you think that's going to tell black people? That's going to further their already skewed perception of you, which is all stereotypically based. That you think they're a thug, and you confirm that bias by sharing ridiculous shit like this. It's ridiculous to have that very incomplete, out of context conversation, because then you get into like the generalization of blacks, which I think is okay sometimes. Of course, we have to generalize, but when you make it seem like if you come in contact with a black person, more times than not, you're gonna experience this right here, this meme. Murder, rape, and robbery.
But I agree with Birdman that social media is to blame for that. Because I have a problem. I do have a problem with the what did you call it? Like a generalization of a certain race, right? Whether it's black or white. And it's because of social media. And it's because people spend I do, because it's where people spend a lot of their time.
But it was happening before social media. If you look, and I'm not trying to get out into the weeds here. I think I have a better understanding of why both races have an irrational fear of each other. If you look at any movie that's predominantly black, it's either gang oriented or drug oriented, ratchet, dysfunctional, single woman, gay. Find something outside of that that's prevalent and popular. So not the one-offs. I'm not assigning blame here. I'm explaining why there's a stereotype,
right,
that existed that predates social media.
Right.
Movies and music have existed for forever. Right. That shapes the narrative in people's minds as well. I think social media has exacerbated that. I'll agree with you there. But I think this started way before social media ever existed.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that did exist, but I don't think it shaped people's view about the everyday black person or white person that they came across the street on, right? Like I listened to hip hop my whole life growing up. I watched,
wait, let me rewind you for a minute, because we're both old, right?
Yeah.
NWA. Fuck
yeah.
The police. Yeah. The movies that we used to watch, like the black movies when we were teens and young teens, like, God, what is that? Colors, right? That's what we got to see. And there was a clear divide going back as far as the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, of Black people hating police, right? And pulling guns on police. And that was in rap music, right? So I agree with Soonie that this is not just social media that's the issue. I would say that the mainstream media has made it a lot worse because the fact that we only show when it's a Black shooter. If it's a white shooter, the white shooter is a tall male, no description of color, and that's how you can always tell that the shooter is not Black.
That's white, exactly.
If it's Black, then we know right away. But see, the stereotype sticks to Black people, but yet we're not afraid of white people walking into schools when we know
that was my point.
A school shooter is going to
white.
be a white person. So
that was my point. It
was a double standard in the fact that yes, Black people have this fear of the police. Is it right? I mean, sometimes, but I think that on both sides of the spectrum, we have to learn how to have common decency and start raising our children better to just be generally good people, because that's how we fix this shit. If your cousin is Lil Ray Ray and he's acting a thug out on the street, sagging his pants and saying fuck the police, like, tell him to get his life together, because that's not going to get you anywhere. My son right now just tested for the highway patrol. Out of 180, he tested number 4. Like, my Black son is about to become a highway patrol. So I think I'm getting a little biased, but the fact is that on both sides, like, I'm hood. Like, I was raised in the ghetto, selling drugs and being a straight, hood chick. But
you were a drug dealer?
Yes, I learned how to cook crack when I was 11.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Damn, Red.
I'm just saying this. To answer Tiffany's question, both races fear each other because of the irrational, unrealistic stereotype.
Yeah.
And when you said whose fault is that, I mean, we all know it's, at the end of the day, we're making the active choice to embrace some of these stereotypes. But embracing a stereotype does not make you that. Now, can people judge you based on that? Sure, they can do that. Somebody might judge me because what if they catch me on a day where I'm like, nigga, but then they catch me on this show and I'm sitting here talking to you about legislation. Should they think, well, she's just ratchet? Or is that just, maybe she was turned up that day?
Right.
I don't think those things should stick with you. And I battle with this. This is not a victim moment. This is like a moment of clarity. It doesn't matter what I do. Just like it doesn't matter what most white people do, right? I have to fight against this stereotype that has been put before me, and that's completely out of my control. People are going to stereotype me. People are going to stereotype whites. That's a stereotype that we have to fight against every day, and it's okay. But
yeah,
calm conversations have to happen at some point. So I hope I answered your question, Tiffany K.
I mean, most people.
It's what? It's most people.
Like 9%, 9%.
One.
1% of that shall not be named.
Yeah, that's their fault.
The real thing that people have to realize: this is not a black or white issue. This is an issue that is made, bought, and paid for by a certain group of people to perpetuate stereotypes. And sadly, our people of color take on that stereotype and have become comfortable. Because if you look at black people in the 20s, Soonie, I think you should share that YouTube video on your platform just so people can see. Like, back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, black families were thriving. They weren't sagging their pants. Our men wore suits. Our women wore dresses, and they weren't proud whores. And now today, women are showing their daughters in whorish clothes on social media.
Look, I'm only 33 and my mother didn't play that. You better put some damn clothes on. Like, if a girl was fast, if you were fast, then bro, we didn't fuck with you. You were fast and you was doing something strange for a piece of change. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like I've said, I think it's a spiritual issue, and it's more so an issue of the heart. for me, because that I'm about the heart, you know me, I'm about people need to talk. This is I say social media, but when I say social media has caused people not to interact with each other and not to develop real relationships with one another. So you only see like one side of somebody. You see the good side of them. You see the side that they talk about politics and they look like a badass and blah, blah, blah. But you don't see who they are as a mother, as a wife, as just an everyday person. Like that's what we don't see anymore. And I think our hearts have become so hardened to that is what has created a lot of that fear as well, right? Because we don't really know people.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I do not disagree with you. I actually agree with you 100%. It's hard to I don't even want to say hi to people because the weirdos that are just out here, you want your kids to be friendly, but I don't want my kids just being willy-nilly talking to strangers. Hi.
Right. Exactly.
Like, no.
And with me, like as far as speaking, I try to speak to people, but it's like if I speak to you and you just stare at me, I never speak to you again.
You just stare at me.
Sometimes we have to kill people with kindness, and I think it's harder to do, especially with what goes around. Yeah. But there was a comment that says that it's 100% the media's fault, Gabriella, and I have to tell you, no, we have to put that fault on parents. We have to put that fault on the older generation. Because when we took our family situation and we started accepting all of the BS nonsense, then we started falling apart. So when we accept responsibility for our own families and for a community, it used to take a village to raise children. And now nobody cares about anybody else's children and will just talk mess about somebody's kid who is going in a bad way. Instead of doing that, be the change you want to see and see what's going on with these kids.
Yeah.
We need to start loving more or throat punching more and bring back public shaming.
Yeah.
These little girls want to be whores, or your friend sharing her daughter in a string bikini on Facebook. You need to say, why are you letting your daughter be a whore?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Well, and you say bring back like throat punching and public shaming. Like I was just talking about this the other day with Dave because I was just like, you remember like when you had beef with somebody at school and you would just like meet up and your friends would jump them or you would fight them.
Out.
And that was like cool. But the problem is now kids are bringing guns to school, right? And nobody fights anymore. Fathers don't even teach their sons how to fight because if your kid gets caught fighting, they're going to get, suspended or in trouble. I mean, I remember back in the day, fathers taught their sons how to fight. It was like a thing. You took your kid out into the garage and said, hey, if somebody comes up on you, how are you going to handle it?
That's what you do. Yeah. Wrestle with your sons.
We need to allow kids to work it out like that,
Yeah, bring back shame and discipline.
My sons have been fighting their entire lives.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That was a
crazy,
badass
crazy.
Trump campaign video.
I know. That's so good. Wait, so speaking of cops, did y'all hear about this cop? This happened, I think, in 2022, but it's just now coming out. The cop that got caught in the back seat of the car with the girl he arrested.
And he locked himself in it like a dumbass.
Man. Like, come on, dude. Dude, did you see though when they took him to like reenact what happened, how he explained it?
No.
Oh my gosh. I wish I had. I know Ryan had the video on his channel. It was so funny. I was like, the dude that was like recording him showing what transpired, he was like, really, dude? You were getting a BJ in the back of this car. He said, I was checking on her because she was passed out. And the way he was like climbing over the seat, he's like, and then I realized the door locked behind me and I couldn't get out.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
Soonie, Stu Peters just shared on Twitter right now a tweet that is absolutely the reason why there's so much black and white issues.
Let me go to Stu Peters. Stu Peters is never mind. I don't have nothing nice to say.
I ain't even know Michelle Obama mama faced.
I know. I saw that her daughter, dude, she don't look nothing like her mama.
Facts shouldn't be controversial. Blacks commit a disproportionate amount of violent crime. Does anybody know what that means? I just want to ask you that first. When someone says that to you, what do you think they're saying? What does that translate to?
He put the gun in there, Soonie.
No, I got you, but I want to see what people think, because that's the headline, and that's what's going to draw people in. So when you see someone with that headline, and I'm going to play the video, what do you think they're saying?
I'm over that.
All black people are criminals.
You think they're saying all black people are criminals? Okay, what about you, Marlena?
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Is that really what you think?
Because why is he doing it?
I don't know. Here it is, though. I agree with Red Pill, and I agree with Mo. This is why so many people have these unrealistic views of each other.
You don't see white ghettos? Are you joking?
Can I call bullshit right now?
Look,
Dave said Dave, my white husband said it's called a trailer park.
Oh my Lord.
Okay, Cheryl Dawson says that they commit more crimes than other races. See, I'm here to tell you that you're all wrong. This just means that for the small population they're committing more crimes more often. But it doesn't mean that we outnumber whites in the slightest. If whites and blacks were to be equal or almost equal in population, we would both be committing crimes at the same rate. The same rate. So what they're doing is this is deception. This is not telling people the full context of what you're saying. If we disproportionately commit crimes, that's fine. That's a problem that we need to fix. But to then slap per capita on it and say you're more likely to be killed by a black person, what the fuck is you talking about? Because then I'm going to say, I've never killed anybody in my life. Why do I have to take on this stereotype that you placed upon me? Why won't they say where you experience this, which is 9 times out of 10 in the ghetto? Because if you go to a black, what do you call those? Suburbs, ain't no freaking crime there. There's kids playing outside. Half those people are teachers, work for the state. Ain't no drug dealing going on there. What are you talking about?
Soonie,
what are you talking about?
Even if we were to accept that, right, the crime rate within the black population, why is Stu Peters not pointing out the fact that white men rape and they are pedophiles way at higher rate than black people? Why is that not pointed out all the time?
I don't know. You know, me and Bryson tried to do a whole thing on that and we got called racist. I don't know, but I'm going to play this video so you guys can hear what this idiot is saying.
Yeah, I want to see this.
I mean, let's just talk bare naked honest facts here. And I'm not going to quote statistics because I don't want to be, an agent of disinformation, but I'm going to just tell you what my eyes and what everyone else who is being totally honest with themselves and the rest of the world would say. What I observe when I go to any inner city that is predominantly occupied by blacks, that's what you call a ghetto. There are no ghettos that are whites. You don't see white ghettos. You see black ghettos. Are people scared to drive through the Hamptons? No. Are they scared to drive through the slums of New York City? Yes. Who lives there? Blacks.
What?
Detroit, Baltimore, Cleveland, Portland, the north side of Minneapolis, the south side of Minneapolis.
I'm getting fucking triggered. I can't watch this.
What kind of comparison?
He called out 2 Puerto Ricans in New York. He called out the Puerto Ricans. I'm just saying.
Bro.
Soonie, wait, do you guys know where Rush Limbaugh is from?
No.
Rush Limbaugh is from Rio Linda, California. 2 words, Rio Linda. That is some white inbred fuckery. It makes the black ghetto seem like Mayberry. I will tell you right now, it is some white parts of town where they do have snaggletooths. It's the city that burned Paradise, California. We say it's occupied by critters, pranksters, crackheads. That's Paradise, California. Oroville, California is nothing but white trash. I mean, come on now, Stu Peters.
Where is that? Is that like Central Valley?
Northern California, Paradise, where the campfire happened. I'm serious.
Oh,
you know when you see a bunch of people, white people that are missing teeth?
Yeah.
That's them.
Oh, man.
God. Okay. I got triggered for a minute. My bad.
Minneapolis, Miami, Hialeah, Houston, Austin, name a dangerous city in America. Who predominantly occupies its inner city where most of the violent crime is committed? Blacks. Why do we have to be secretive about that? These white Karens on the internet drive me crazy. They rush. They go out of their way to go complimenting black fat women as, beautiful specimens with, curvaceous lines that they're so envious of. They're hideous. They need to put down the KFC buckets and pick up the gym weights.
Oh my God.
He is the life of parties.
Bro.
This guy's unhinged.
Can we go to a trailer park and show Stu Peters that there's some like trashy ghetto ass white people?
There's
Listen,
some
I got
scary.
you. As soon as I go back to Sacramento, I got you.
What? I'm about to say in my captions, there's no white hoods, bro. You for real? So what? So trailer parks are fake.
Are you responding to him right now?
Yep.
Hometown of the great late Rush Limbaugh, Rio Linda, California. That's what you need to put. And Rush was great about telling everyone that he came from pure white trash.
Whew.
I think Stu Peters just showed his inner massa.
He definitely did with that one.
Well, there you go. Mo was right. All right. It predates social media, but social media has exacerbated unnecessary, unhealthy opinions that cause more damage than good. Nobody needs to be walking around afraid of any race. Black people shouldn't be walking around afraid of white people, white cops. Nobody white. Just like whites shouldn't be walking around afraid that they're going to get shot by one of us because we might be a gangster. It's all stupid.
So somebody should tell Stu Peters that Myrtle Beach, South Carolina was ranked as the 12th most dangerous city in America, 72% white.
Well, he's going to say that it's dangerous because of the black people that commit crimes there, which is actually true. There's a bunch of black folks out there living it up.
I just think everybody in the comments listening right now needs to go to Stu Peters' Twitter and let him know that white people are the most consumers of child pedophilia.
You want to do that?
And school shooters are predominantly white males.
Lord, here we go with this. I like this conversation, but because it's fun, but then it gets circular. But why black? They can call white trash, but white can say N-word is double standard.
Can't say N-word.
Okay. Why black can't be racist, but only white can be racist? Both people can be racist. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying white trash. I don't think that holds the same weight as dropping the hard ER if we're talking about historical context. And I'm going to be honest, to historical context. Now, should it be said? Should we be slurring anyone? No. But to compare white trash and cracker and peckerwood to nigger, come on. None of those words, like, I'm not sensitive about it. I'm just going to be honest to history. Dude, white people don't care if you say cracker, bro. They laugh at you because they think you're ridiculous. I've yet to meet a white person that was offended about me saying cracker, especially in a playful way.
I've literally seen white girls with hats that say white trash. And guys that have things that say cracker. So I'm just saying, but why does anybody want to say those things? Whether it's the N-word, whether it's whatever. I'm like, who cares? First of all,
I agree.
Can we just laugh? Like, you know, I don't personally say the N-word, not the hard or the soft or whatever you want to call it. But
you
when
know you be
Soonie,
saying nigga.
no, I don't. When Soonie says it, and like when she says it in the way she says it, in the context she says it, I'll laugh because it's funny to me, like the way she says it or the way she uses it. I would personally never use it. But I'd be saying white trash and cracker ass cracker. I would say it.
Can I just respond to Gabrielle real quick? Gabrielle, let me tell you right now, as a person who has a white mom and a black dad, I am highly offended by what Stu Peters put out. Highly offended. The fact that white people love to go after black crime but do not want to accept the trash that is in their own damn backyard. The Bible tells us don't look at the speck in someone else's eyes when you got a whole damn log in your own, okay? Stu Peters needs to look at these white trash people who are raping children and women and shooting up schools before he comes for niggas, okay? We gonna handle the niggas. Stu Peters needs to stay in his lane.
Yeah,
that's why I say white trash.
Throwing stones at a glass house.
Red Pill said, we gonna handle the niggas. Y'all stay over there.
Throwing stones and they live in the glass house.
Mind your business. Stay in your lane. It won't be no traffic.
That really is what she said.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to solve problems, start with these white pedophiles. Get your boy Jeffrey Epstein.
You know what? Listen, if y'all want to solve problems, start with yourself. Okay, fix your own shit. Fix yourself. You can't fix nobody else.
Listen, Mo, let me tell you, I fixed myself. I told you how I was raised. 2 drug addict parents.
Well, no, I'm not saying
at
you.
11. Listen, I had 5 children who are living their best life. I've been married for 24 years.
You're proof.
I am proof that if you want to be the change you want to see, it starts with you. But now I'm going to judge Stu Peters, an insensitive, emotional fucking bitch who wants to be mad because Stu Peters says that black people are ghetto and they commit all these crimes, and now I can't call white people white trash and white ghettos. Like, what the shit are we doing?
Oh my god!
Wait a minute! Don't use white. Use Caucasian. I think she's just being an asshole right now.
You guys, this is my hairstylist, and I already told you she's she is racist against Indian people. Okay, she doesn't like Indian people. That's her thing. She doesn't like
her.
She doesn't like Muslims, and she doesn't like Indian people.
Oh god!
So she didn't like that Ramaswamy.
Don't get her started.
And by the way, she's French, and she has a very like strong accent, so that's why her things don't make sense because she can't. Her English is a little weird. Yeah, she's crazy. She's so racist. I'm like, if you didn't know how to beat my hair, okay, I would be not going to you. But she's so crazy.
I'm telling you, Mo, y'all don't believe me when I say you, Soonie, Red Pill, and Cormier, y'all will make some good senators in our countries.
They're not ready for it.
It would be a melee up in there.
It would be a mess.
I would be that one person to drop, the cracker. Listen, Becky.
Oh my lord.
I would go viral for that. But I would be saying some like badass conservative stuff attached to Becky.
Yeah. And see, I would just be like the one friends across the aisle. Like, I'd just be like, hey guys, like, let's all go for drinks. Like, I know we're fighting and we don't agree, but like, let's all go for drinks. Like, and then Soonie and Red Pill would be acting up. And I'd be like, oh Lord, they're fucking up the synergy up in
Read your
here.
Bible today. What's going on with you internally? Can we talk about your trauma? Like,
and don't forget the men either.
Done, bro.
Don't forget the men either. Don't forget Julius, Liddell, Bryson, Deontay, Mitch.
Oh Lord.
Oh man,
that would be funny. No, Mitch can't come.
We would never. They need a conservative political reality TV show where we come on there and play like we're Congress and see, we need some come up with the show and then cast a bunch of conservatives and liberals.
We've been saying that for a long time.
I know. What's going on?
What's going on?
Senator Red Pill done punched AOC in the throat and read her Proverbs 2030.
Yeah, now Red Pill is about to be in the headlines daily.
Oh man.
You're only gonna catch me in the headlines when there's something controversial going on. And other than that, I'm gonna stay in hiding.
Soonie don't mind sitting in opposition. I know that much.
It's fun. I don't have any more topics. Do you have any more topics?
No, but let me play with what Jill Biden said on The View really quick because I said I was going to play that.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Fucking Joe Biden.
Fuck. Why does it do this? I gotta go in the settings. There has to be something in the settings that like it automatically. All right.
Well, Dr. Biden, the first presidential debate is less than a month away, and we've debated at this table. There have been people that have thought President Biden shouldn't even debate President Trump just due to the fact that Donald Trump will gaslight, he overtalks. Yes. There are no guardrails. So he stalks. Yeah. Well, I happen to believe it's really important more than ever to have a debate with guardrails. What is the strategy that the president has going into this? Any tips you'd have for a debate that we could pull off where we could actually hear our candidates?
They built that in where they're going to turn off those mics so that somebody can't ramble or scream at somebody. Not that my husband would be the one doing that. No. And so that's already been negotiated. And, I think the American people deserve a debate because you need to see your choices. You need to see Trump and you need to see the president and you need to see the differences. And my husband's, and you're going to see how smart he is and the experience he has. And then you'll see somebody who, like you're saying, I'm going to use Joy's words, can't put a sentence together and everything is beautiful and it's wonderful.
Tremendous.
Tremendous. Yeah. So I think the American people deserve to see the two men who are running for this office because your choice is going to be clear.
Yeah. Can you believe she said that Trump can't put a sentence together?
Listen, Mo.
Like the nerve?
These people are gaslighting all of America right now. And Americans are finally like, did you see Joe stumble and fumble over his words? Did you see 16 jump cuts in a 16-second video? But Trump can't talk? I just saw Trump talk live with no gaps. Biden can't even walk up the stairs. Do y'all remember that clip that they tried to bury? My butt's been wiped. You remember that?
Yeah.
Where do we have Trump with this gap?
I think as a wife.
Hell no.
As a wife, I would never allow my husband to be in a stage where he's incapable. I think that Jill Biden is the poster child for repeal the 19th.
Yeah.
And not at all a good human.
And I hope one day we find out really what Jill Biden is hiding, because for her to put her husband in this type of position and allow him to continue to be scrutinized when he's mentally not well, what do they have on her is what I want to know.
I don't think they have anything on her. I think that women are greedy for power and they don't really care how they possess this power.
That's crazy. I could never.
You know what? I was wanting to talk to you.
I wanted to talk to you too.
This.
We haven't talked about this.
We haven't.
I think you're going to be surprised about my take on this. Maybe not.
Can we play this?
Yeah, let's play. So if y'all don't know what we're looking at, this is Northwest. And she made her musical debut at the Hollywood Bowl commemorating the 30th anniversary of The Lion King. Okay, so let's just keep in mind Northwest is 10 years old. She's performing in the number I Just Can't Wait to Be King from the movie. Okay, so we'll play this so you guys can see.
Soonie facial expressions. Oh my god.
All right. What'd you say?
I said Soonie facial expressions.
Listen. Listen.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let everybody else go first.
I know you are, because you know what? I'm not saying nothing.
Come on, you gotta go. Okay, I'm gonna go first.
Go.
I don't want to. I either want to hear everybody first, or I'm gonna go first. So
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Northwest is a girl, right?
Yes, Simba's a boy.
Why in the would they put their daughter? I just can't wait to be king.
To be king.
As a boy, like how? Who the hell?
Preach, Pastor. Preach, Pastor. And you know what else? Listen, I know she's a child, okay? But my children are competitors, all right? My daughter's a gymnast. They have to try out. Northwest didn't try out for this goddamn role.
Yeah.
Okay? They said, you're Kanye West's daughter and you're Kim Kardashian's daughter. You're going to bring dollar signs. She sucked. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I know she's a child and people are going to be like, Soonie, how can you say? She fucking sucked. There are some children that probably could have played the hell out of that role and they missed their opportunity because of nepotism. That's what this is. I'm just going to say it. Y'all are thinking it and you're too scared to say it because she's a child. You can't. She said it.
Well, I'm going to say this. I agree with you that other kids could have killed this. Now, the whole she's a girl and Simba's a boy, that one I didn't really like pick up on too much. Like I didn't really care too much about that. I didn't understand her costume very much. Like I was like, it's definitely a last minute decision because it looked like they just called it like the Yeezy warehouse to put together an outfit.
We can't even.
But I will say this, okay? Let's just remove the fact that she's Northwest and let's remove the fact that this was at the Hollywood Bowl, okay? If this were just like your local school play and this was just some regular girl, y'all would have been like, oh, guys, so cute. So,
no.
Yeah,
No.
I think so.
No.
I think so.
No, I wouldn't have.
No, listen.
No, I
first
wouldn't
of
have.
all, her costume looked like Big Bird. I thought you were
It
going to say
did.
that she was playing Big Bird. Sesame
It didn't
Street,
look good.
right?
Yeah, it didn't look good.
I'm
But
talking about
more
her
than
performance.
that,
Y'all talking about her.
The fact is that little girls should not want to be fucking Simba. It is
Baby
okay
Maggie
to
in the
make girls
building.
girls.
Oh. Come on. That's not what I'm voting. I'm just saying, listen, the baby, she's a baby. To me, she's a baby. Okay. She didn't ask to be born into this family. I know that she's Kanye's daughter and Kim's daughter, but at the same time, I'm like, don't beat up on the child. Like, come on now. She didn't ask for this. They're just using her as a little pawn.
I'm not beating up on the child. I'm beating up on the parents. Both of them know better than to put their child in a boy role because of the shit that's going on, changing gender. So
Yeah.
now when we see in 2 months that Northwest identifies as a boy, we know why.
Well, that will be scary if that happens. That will be scary.
They do live in California.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I couldn't believe when I saw what was it, Jennifer Lopez's daughter and Ben Affleck's daughter. Like they have completely like been transitioned. They look crazy.
I don't know what y'all talking about, but the talent wasn't there. The talent was not talenting. And I'm mad that they did that to The Lion King. The Lion King is a classic. Okay. Why do people have to ruin it with their like lame renditions of this shit?
Yeah.
Just
Like,
leave it alone.
Like Nala's role is any less important, right?
Why she couldn't be Nala? Why does she have to be Simba? It's little things like that, man. All right. Little things like that.
My daughter was in a school play and they said, well, she's going to be a cow, but there was an option to be a lamb. And I was like, no, boys can be cows. My daughter will be the lamb. Okay. That's how I go.
What is this?
Did you see
Somebody
this?
come
Soonie?
look at this.
Kiki Palmer, they called a truce.
But he's an abuser. Why would you call a truce with your abuser?
Exactly.
Why are these women so stupid? Oh my God, these women are so stupid.
We're talking about Kiki Palmer though.
Yeah.
Soonie, you gotta drop her the sticker.
Drop her the sticker.
Kiki
She deserves
Palmer.
a sticker for this.
And remember,
the most.
Remember, she claimed that he endangered their child, and they're gonna call it truth.
Call it truth. That's because both of y'all was fucking each other up. Is what was going on over there.
Yep.
Lucky.
Yep.
Don't that look like Big Bird?
Yeah, it does. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it at all.
Big Bird.
I didn't understand it. Yeah, I got a couple. I mean, I had been saving some stories, man. This is This is my little save file.
Have you now?
You hear this dude? This guy died. The guy that did Super Size Me.
Yeah, I saw that.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't even know he had cancer.
Can we talk about that ratchet bitch right there?
Jasmine Crockett.
Mm-hmm.
My blackness makes me unqualified.
And you know she got to bring up her degrees and all that other bullshit.
Exactly. What is she talking about?
So going back to the stereotypical issues, so I am ratchet, right? I mean, I say what I say, but I also understand that when you are in that position, that you need to be able to be composed because you are representing your people, and she is doing a bad job. I cannot stand the ratchetness within her.
Yeah, she's just like, she is wanting to be seen. Yeah. Whoever is her manager or her publicist, because I know politicians have these people, they are telling her to really lean into this like angry black woman trope and take it back and let them know that you're a force to be reckoned with, when really you look ridiculous. Like
as hell.
The weave, I'm gonna point this out, okay? The weave, the makeup, you fall into this is what we've been talking about. It seems to be an overarching like a theme now. You're falling into this stereotype of what a black woman is, and it's negative, and nobody's telling her to stop. That's even worse.
Well, but here's the thing. Nobody knew who Jasmine Crockett was before this. You know what I mean? So
I did, unfortunately.
No, your blackness didn't I didn't. Your blackness didn't bother me. Okay, before you started being dumb.
Loud mouth did.
Yes. And that's what you see, and that's what you introduce yourself to people like me who don't know who you are. This is what you introduce yourself with. This is the problem.
Because before this show, because I'm trying to get clarification, and when y'all start shit, y'all get mad when people cuss out of FL.
I just know that, listen, boo boo, you are going to be on C-SPAN, and you need to tell your hairdresser to put that wig down tighter, okay? Because that wig is faulty as hell.
Look at that. It's poking. Why it look like that?
Yeah. Why do girls wear their wigs so far down on their head? I don't understand that. They're going for the
I don't know, man.
Half forehead.
Not far on their head, but why is it so high up? Did her hair
Don't take me to this hoe's page. And yes, I said it. I'm so sick of her teasing. She ain't get on there and say a goddamn thing.
Easy, Tiger.
Until the 19th, Soonie.
Girl.
What do you got to say about it?
Why do we need to know this?
Well,
like,
they dropped relevance? They dropped
it. They dropped what?
They dropped the story because all these people started coming out saying Candace would never.
I know they dropped it, but like, what? Candace.
She's mad, Candace, she's mad at you, girl. Candace. First of all, Candace, just listen to what Soonie's got to say, but don't hold it against her because in a little bit she'll be back on your. I'm
not anti-Candace with you. All right, I'm still team Candace. I like the video. I gave her a like. All right, it's there. You can see it right there. There go my little. I'm right in between.
Corinne and Right Wing.
Corinne and Right Wing. I gave it a like, but girl. There's plenty of rumors about you out there. Okay. People are saying that you came up with a whole ass doxing site. You were left-leaning liberal before you came out and grifted this whole conservative. But I'm saying, she didn't take the time to address it. She didn't say nothing. You got your gay cousin coming out speaking on behalf of you. You ain't came out and said shit about that.
I have no idea what's going on currently with Candace because after she doubled down on Crowder, I said, fuck her. She is a non-factor.
Oh my gosh. You haven't kept up with her since then?
Fuck no.
Listen, Candace, girl, there's rumors out there about you. I heard this rumor before it even hit this.
Oh gosh.
What's
Okay.
the rumor, Soonie? Tell
It's
me.
true.
Do you want to do out?
That she's a listen. This is an ongoing discussion in some conservative circles and people that have come in contact with Candace. She's a bitch. She's rude. She's not kind, and she's a mean girl. You took up 30 minutes of my life to talk about how the Daily Wire is coming against you and putting out this salacious news. This has been out there. What are you talking about?
So basically, somebody alleged, or the Daily Mail said they were going to run a story on Candace, that somebody at the Daily Wire had said that Candace was nasty to work with and that she threw a can of soda at somebody.
So I could see that happening when the whole Crowder thing came out with his wife the first time that Candace was talking about it. We were actually on a live and I said, I can only imagine how Candace talks to her husband because I can tell that Candace is straight a pure cunt.
What? What'd you say?
Candace is a pure cunt.
Red pill.
No, I don't like her. She's disgusting.
Oh my gosh. I can't say all that. I don't feel that way about her, but
what made you not like her? I want to hear this.
Yeah, let's tell it.
So I think that Candace can do a lot more than what she was doing. And I haven't liked Candace for a while. I don't know, maybe it's been like 3-4 years that I haven't liked Candace. But Candace flipped and started supporting Ramaswamy, right? Worked on his campaign when she got popular off of Trump. And then the Steven Crowder thing came back out when Steven Crowder got vindicated, and Candace doubled down and backed Steven Crowder's cunty wife. And it just proved to me. I mean, Soonie will tell you, like, after she came out about something, I was like, okay, good. I'll start liking Candace again. But when she totally backed a woman who vengefully got evidence to make her husband look bad, that put a sour taste in my mouth.
Listen, dog. Mo over here trying to smooth it over. Well, what happened is the Daily Wire employee. Why did you have to come out and talk about this? Why you couldn't come out and, like, you know, just can you talk about what's going on in Israel? Didn't you go over there? Didn't she go over there?
She did. She was gone for a while.
What the fuck are we waiting for? That's the only thing I want to hear from her. I want to hear you talk about Israel. I don't care about nothing else you talk about.
Mo, in all honesty, you cannot say that the interviews you see with Candace, you can't tell that she is a cunt in real life.
Bro.
I can't. No, I can't. I personally have not had any direct involvement with her, so I can't say that.
I didn't say direct involvement. I said the interviews that she does, the way that she smacks her lips and rolls her eyes, you can tell that she is a cunty of cuntiest.
I don't know. No, I don't think so, because I could be that way too, and I'm not cunty.
No, like, you're nice. Even me, like, I sometimes am just ratchet, right? I could be a big bitch. But Candace is a cunt. She is like a nasty, slithering fucking cunt. She is.
That is such a... Dude, I feel like cunt is like the worst thing you could say.
And that's what she is.
It's so like...
But
it's
I
like
reserve
dirty.
it. I don't give cunt to everyone.
Oh my God, stop saying it.
Special people. Candace is literally definition of a cunt.
I don't. Listen. I'm going to say this because you're not going to get the backlash for this. And I don't really feel like dealing with it. These are the viewers and the viewers' opinions only. There are two hosts here that do not hold these views towards Candace. Now, does this mean that I'm afraid? No. But I need people to understand, and I wish I could pull this camera closer, or I had a cameraman to, like, zoom in for dramatic effect. Whatever Red Pill says, that's what Red Pill's standing on. Don't slap that shit to me or to Mo.
Now,
don't do that.
What I will say is this, okay? Because I remember when she went after Steven Crowder for saying, oh, I'm going to tell you everything that's going on, but I'm going to put it behind a paywall, right? Remember when she was critical of him doing that? Okay, well now she's technically doing the same thing because she's like, I'm gonna come out with all this stuff, so make sure you subscribe to my paid, like as a not just hit the subscribe button, but like get a subscription so you can hear everything. And I understand why her and Crowder have done that, because for legal reasons, you don't want to have that out there. Like YouTube's gonna take your whole, you know what it is, right? But you criticize somebody else for doing that. So that I don't like, because I'm like, okay, if you have stuff to expose and you want people to be like on the up and up, then expose it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stop fucking playing.
Can I just say that there was a person just in the comments who just said that they worked.
I gotta go outside, y'all.
Yeah, Yakini.
That worked with Blexit
They over there getting hurt.
and agreed that I was right. So I'm just saying, I think that when you learn how to read people, I read Candace's cards, and Candace is a special kind of human. I could not call her my friend.
Hey, I might have to come back, y'all. I might have to come back. All right.
We might be over by the time you come back. You can turn up over there.
Okay. All right, y'all. I'm sorry.
Somebody about to fight over there. We ain't trying to catch no violence on here, Marlandon.
Listen, when people show you who they are, believe them, and it doesn't have to happen to you. But watch how people move with other people, and they show you who they are.
Maya Angelou said that. She said when people
listen, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm just one, and Soonie can tell you, because we and her have these conversations all the time, is I'm one of those people that, like, I'm never going to dislike you because somebody else dislikes you or somebody else had an experience with you. Like, it has to be my experience. Right, Soonie? So, like, I take a while. Like, but once I get there, I'm there.
Yeah, she did that to me with Christian Walker. You know, I would post about Christian Walker. She'd be like, Soonie, leave him alone. No. You're going to learn that you cannot trust the man that bends over for another man. And she laughed at me. She laughed so hard. Man, you're crazy.
Why always got to bring it?
There are many people.
Because that's my claim to fame. Let me have my claim to fame.
Like, I have cussed people out for messing with people on the internet because I see how they move slimy, right? And if you are slimy to one person that I see in my face, that means you would do it to me. So you have to use the analogy when people show you who they are, regardless if it's you or not, they'll do you exactly the same way because they don't care.
That's true.
I mean, at this point, Steven Crowder was vindicated, and Candace still doubled down.
She really did, bro.
His wife, so
Candace said we were on the wrong side of history with this one.
Stop laughing.
It's true. Candace has her feminazi moments. She does. Candace is a whole boss babe, bro.
She does.
Can we stop telling can we stop putting on this, like, maybe she has traditional views, but she's definitely not a traditional woman in the slightest.
Why do you think she married a white man?
How many times do you think Candace cooks dinner for her family?
Never.
You know, today when you were talking to Liddell and you were like, oh, Candace for press secretary, and Liddell was like, no, she wouldn't do that because she had a child. I was like, well, I don't know, because she had a child who was back to work right, pretty quick, and, traveling all around. And I know her kids go with her everywhere, but like, to a newborn baby, like, how motherly are you being if you're doing all this? I don't know.
I have a question. Do you guys think that Candace literally gets up during the middle of the night with her child, or does she have a nanny?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I'm going with she has a nanny.
You think?
I don't think she's a mothering type.
I don't know.
I don't know. We only see a fraction of her.
Yeah, I don't know her enough to know.
We only see a fraction of her. So, I don't know.
Again, we only see the social media side of her. I only see the social media side of her.
Some people could make that argument about me.
I see the social media side of Soonie, right? But at any given time, one of those kids can pop in, and we will see Soonie doing homework on the side of a live with her children. we know that Soonie is done because she's going to go mom so hard. You can't be on the road 24/7 and give your children what they need, especially when they're toddlers, cooped up in a bus or a hotel. What kind of life is that for a toddler?
I see what you're saying.
I mean, I agree with that, but again, I mean, it's what she's allowed us to see.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
All I know is I'm red pill and I'm always right, and everything that I say comes out to be right. So eventually the nanny's going to come out just like Steven Crowder's nanny and say exactly what red pill said. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
Technically, I'm kind of the same way. Like, you guys laugh at me sometimes with this crazy shit that I say, but I have a pretty good track record. Like, usually we eventually come back to like, damn, Mo was right. The shit she said was crazy, but she was on point.
We gonna see.
Oh my God. How much money has David J. Harris made? Dude, when he went live after the Trump verdict, I was like, Lord, if this man starts crying.
He went live crying? No, he didn't.
No, he did not start crying, but he went live to talk about the verdict. But I was like, if he starts crying, I'm done.
See, I was done after he cried that last time.
Dude, so cringy.
I can't watch his lives. Like, when people show you who they are, believe them. Like, when he
said
cried
America
for
needs
George
this.
Floyd, when he cried when George Floyd got killed, I nope, done. I'm over
What?
He cried when George Floyd?
He went
No, he
live
didn't.
when George Floyd was killed, the day that he was killed, and he was crying. Yes.
Stop.
Yes, he was.
Freaking David J. Harris, man. I want to meet these people. I just want to shake his hand and be like, bro, is anything on the internet you do real?
I did shake his hand. I have met him twice now, and
Did you ask him that?
He cried
No.
when Roe v. Wade overturned.
He said, America needs this. America, we need this.
But
The Super Bowl commercial, we need this, America.
It's when he starts to pray. No, it's when he starts to pray and he's like, please, Lord Jesus, please. And he starts to pray and cry. And like, my favorite part is like, he's like blinking his eyes hard to make the tears come out even more.
I told you that's how it was when Roe v. Wade overturned. He was crying.
Marlena, did people get in a fight at your house?
No.
Oh, were they playing dominoes? What was going on? Why was it so heated?
It was some petty. It was a court game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a game of spades.
See?
I was going to say it was
I
probably
knew
spades.
it is spades. Black people only get, you got me fucked up. Nah, fuck that. You missed it. Somebody reneged or somebody took some extra books on and then they don't want to claim the books.
That's what happened. Somebody reneged.
Listen, my nephew was like, when we play spades, he's like, this is how niggas get cut.
Yes, bro.
Wow.
You lose friendships over spades. You get on the table and don't tell me you can play. And then we sit at the table and get our ass washed. Bro, I'm not talking to you for the rest of the night. That's disrespectful. Don't do that. I'm never playing spades with you because I feel like you would suck at spades, Mo.
No, I would. Listen, Hispanics, or at least in my family, we play canasta or gin or whatever, and we get like that. My grandmother tells stories like of her canasta group that they would bring knives. Like the old ladies would bring knives in their purse because they would like literally threaten each other with like weapons. Because you're not allowed to speak during a card game. Like you can't.
Yeah,
you can't
shut
have any
up.
verbal. Yeah,
I'll be talking across the fucking board or you're cheating.
Yeah. And one time I was playing cards with my grandmother. May she rest because she's dead now. She literally picked up a knife from the table because I was like partnered with my mom, and she picked up a knife and she like literally like wheeled it in my direction. I was like, what? Yeah, she almost cut me. Anyways, that's all the topics I have. You got anything else?
I don't have any more topics, no.
That was a good show.
It was fun.
Thanks to our co-hosts, Red Pill and Marlandon.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Again, I just want to say, people get out, get people registered to vote, start knocking on doors, talk to your neighbors. This election is coming and it is really important. And do not just think about the president, because down ballot matters. Your local elections, they matter.
Absolutely.
They matter.
More so, I think, than the presidential.
Excuse
And
me.
if we look, Republicans in California, at least, our voter turnout was shit. So if you've got to go pick up your neighbor's ballot and ensure that they mailed them, go do that. Because ballot harvesting is legal. If the Democrats can do it, so can Republicans. So let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I'm going to go to all my elderly neighbors and be like, you need me to take your shit to the post office?
I'll drop it off.
As long as
Ballot harvest.
Yeah, I'm a ballot harvest like a mofo.
Watch, they're going to have Mo on camera. The Democrats going to be like, this woman dropped these ballots off at the box at 3 a.m. and we saw this spike. And you're going to be on trial. You're going to be the new Ruby Freeman. Mo going to be like,
I'm going to make sure I'm going to make sure that
she's that 1%. That 1% is going to get her off.
That 1%. I'm going to wear, I'm going to wear a somewhere in the middle shirt when I go to the ballot to drop it off, to ballot box to drop it off. I'm gonna wear
of course you would
attach
attach my fucking face to this. Damn.
I'm going to wear that one where it's like split in the middle.
Wear black. Just
hey,
go be.
Somebody got to
let them know it's us.
Cause.
All right.
But then, so that they know that I'm Jewish, I'm going to wear some type of Jewish item as well.
Just smack a nose on you. Just go get
Put
one of those
Star of
prosthetic
David on your shirt.
A what?
A Star of David.
Oh, a Star of David. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh,
I got a new shirt for your
where
merch.
Christ is King. I'm sorry, what was that?
A new shirt for your merch.
What's up?
I'd rather vote for a felon than a man who molested his daughter in the shower.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that meme.
I'm voting for the felon.
I'm voting for the felon. That one's great too.
I can do that. Well, we're gonna get a little David J. Harris over here, y'all, and take advantage of this wave that is happening. If you want, I'm voting for the felon shirts. I'm not putting Trump's mugshot on it, so don't ask me. That's not happening.
To do a felony is greater than or pedophilia. Something to tie those two together.
Something I don't know. Good idea. Thank you for that idea.
Greater than a pedophile.
Make felons great again.
Yes.
I'm kidding. Don't.
That speaks volumes.
Don't walk around with that shirt on because then there's going to be a push for making felons great again.
Hug your local felon.
Hug your local. That's a good one. You have to whisper. Oh, Sam, listen, don't tell nobody. That's Sam McClark. That's gonna be Mo.
Where is Ruby, man? We need to find her. Like, people don't forget about her.
Ruby Freeman chilling. They scared her. Them white folks knocked on the door of the Fed, said, hey, you need to shut this shit down.
Right.
And we won't prosecute you. You just sit back and mind your business and you don't talk about this. You stay out of jail. So
dude,
which one do you want to have?
Speaking of, and not to go backwards on this and then we'll end it, but, with this whole Trump trial, the 34 felonies and charges, whatever, can they please bring Fannie Willis on some charges? Because that bitch done misappropriated grant money.
Did you see the whistleblower that came out? I sent you the video.
I watched the whole thing.
Bro, why were they intimidating this little girl?
Yes, right. And
I was like, what the hell?
Listen, and she is credible. Okay.
We got to talk about this on Tuesday.
Yeah, she's credible. That whistleblower, she came with a book this thick of her shit.
Dude, and she's black, by the way.
And she's black. Okay.
Ooh, I want to see how many people talk about that. Not a lot of people have spoken out about this whistleblower that's coming out against
Fannie Willis.
County. Fannie Willis.
You know what?
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Hot shit right now. What?
Come to think about it, Trump's sentencing, I think, is within days, if not the same day, as Fannie Willis is supposed to go in front of that committee.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Well, guys, make sure you share this to your friends. Thanks for hanging with us. Don't forget, there is going to be a debate June 27th between Biden and Trump. We're going to cover it. What else is happening? Tuesday, we're going to have a show.
Yeah, we'll have a show Tuesday. Provided there's no more massive storms here that wipe out everybody's property.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Nuts.
It's still crazy.
Stay prayed up. June 1st is coming. Take back the rainbow. I think everybody.
Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me, Red Pill.
Download
Guard your
Bryson's
loins,
Mental
song
illness month.
and reclaim the rainbow. Bryson's got a great song, Reclaim the Rainbow. Bump that everywhere you go.
Guard your loins. It's LGBTQ month.
It is LGBTQ month.
Nope, it's
This is my best month, bro. Ooh, I'm gonna find a bunch of. You know, the Pope called out faggotry, right? Did y'all see that?
He did.
Yeah.
He was all for it before.
He said faggotry.
The Pope said faggotry?
Bro, I'm gonna pull the clip for you. I like the Pope for saying that.
Wait a minute, but I thought he was all for it.
The Pope?
Yes.
I think the Pope's like the president. He's gonna say whatever gets him popular.
Oh.
The Pope said faggotry. Go look it up. Go look it up. Go fact check me. Anyways, we're out of here, guys. I need to go grab some lunch. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for hanging with us. Peace out.
I'm trying not to get my account suspended next month either. My Instagram account.
Okay, well, stay out of jail.
Okay.
Stay out of Soonie's lives.
Okay. Wait. I thought about that. No, I can't do that.
Shots fired, Mo.
I'm just saying, people that go into Soonie's lives get their shit like in trouble.
See how she be doing me, bro?
I already can't go live for 30 days.
Fine. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.
So when you're done getting high, and you're so